large look-alike
We'll take a
of the
picture.
barbecue sauce.
Yeah, and
Of
this
it
barbecue
during the break.
sauce, on the back it says this barbecue sauce lover's name is, and they
The-
gave me a red marker, Chick-fil-A Sharpie, and I wrote the Boom Boom Room. Hashtag brought back the barbecue.
Ron
and then on the
Slay
front.
brought back the
So
barbecue.
what's in the lunch?
And on the inside of it, boys and girls, what do we have here at Show and Tell today? We have now this is the funny part. How many
That's a
people?
is that a
that's
headband?
a headband.
Oh my gosh! It really was all you,
Come
Ron
on,
Slay,
Babs.
and
See,
they
that's
gave
what
you.
I'm talking
they
about.
made a specific
Come on,
headband
Babs.
for Ron Slay, who saved the barbecue at Chick-fil-A. This is where we are. We have a living legend on our show. Do you realize that? It's a headband.
He's shaking over
Hey,
there.
man, it's for real, man.
Like, do you think they did their research in knowing who Ron Slay was and
Babs.
specifically sent him a headband? Chick-fil-A is
Hey.
a completely different
Hey,
level.
it went to a different level with me.
They're a different level.
That's all I'm saying.
I think God got involved in this.
Hey, and that's fine because I needed them. I needed them because there wasn't gonna be eating no more Chick-fil-A for me. So I love Chick-fil-A barbecue sauce headband, Chick-fil-A Sharpie,
I love
and
Sharpies.
then okay, this is the only thing that hurt my heart though.
What?
Well, they did
They
send me a
didn't.
little note. They sent me a
They
note.
didn't include any
They
barbecue
didn't
sauce.
include any How do you bring it back? Or was it just not manufactured yet? How do you not? You gotta
That's
see
pretty
your
funny.
dog some a big old. Look how big this box is. Oh, this little fluffy little red little paper.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
Man, give me the sauce.
Not
think
even
it-
one.
I think
Not
the
even one
response
for
was
like,
Not
it's
one,
coming back.
Babs.
I think the response was ahead of the curve. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think they had made it yet.
So
They
I
didn't
really,
have
I
it
really
back
tipped
then.
the scale. That's what you're saying. You
Oh
giving
my
me that.
gosh.
We're
Yeah.
giving you all the
They
credit.
gave me a
man.
note though.
Like, oh yeah, you're a SEC player, the blah 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 basketball, whatever.
They are an
That-
SEC sponsored Chick-fil-A.
You're-
They are.
Yeah.
That's not why you're a legend. You're a legend because of this. They sent you a headband.
Yep.
Hey,
That's-
this is
hey,
totally.
That's
this
gonna
is.
that's gonna be on your tombstone.
I love this.
I brought
The man
back
who
the
lies
barbecue.
here brought back the barbecue sauce. at
I'm gonna
Chick-fil-A.
smile right by the little note like that.
This is completely random, but it happened today
Okay.
on my LinkedIn.
All right.
Tony Levine popped up. Do you remember him? Head coach of Houston for 7 years. Vanderbilt played them in James Franklin's last bowl game, the Birmingham Bowl. I remember because I worked it. And Levine was the head coach of
Okay.
Houston. Whatever. Anyway, so he popped up on my.
What's he doing
my
now?
LinkedIn. He owns a Chick-fil-A.
What?
Lord.
He's
That's
out
like-
of coaching.
that's literally
and
the
he
hardest thing to
owns a
do.
Chick-fil-A. It is impossible to own a Chick-fil-a. They like put you through all these tests.
Oh,
They
you have
talk
to work
like
there and
people,
everything.
and
And they move you.
they've like talked to people from your childhood to like
Mhm.
find out if you're a good person.
Yep.
Like they will not allow somebody who is not a good person to own a Chick-fil-A.
Well, that's what happened
But
when
how
we hired
random is that?
Ron Slay.
Yeah.
We went
Oh, we
all
did-
through
we
those
dug
closets.
Oh, Ron Slay tried. When I
Oh,
was in, when
with
I
the-
was in
with the
Portugal.
Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, when I was in
A
Portugal.
Portuguese Chick-fil-A.
no.
No, but that would be brilliant.
How do they say my pleasure in their language?
See, that's in Portuguese. I don't have no idea. I got no clue. All I know is Joby Thomas, my guy, who is a great, phenomenal guy. Like, he's different. Like, you know what I mean? So he was telling me how you can do it. And it's not expensive or anything, but you got to be, like, they do a lot of background on you and your church and what you paid and tithes. And they could move me to North Dakota, and you got to stay in North Dakota.
Your religion.
Yeah, all
your,
that plays a
like,
factor.
family life,
Yep.
all of it.
Everything. Like Bab said, they go deep.
Yeah.
Like,
So I guess Tony Levine was clean as a coach because he passed the test and now owns a Chick-fil-A. Can you imagine that? I mean, he spent his
Outstanding.
entire
That'd
like,
be
he
wild.
graduated from Auburn, so
Mhm.
that I know him. His wife was at Auburn as well, so they're Auburn people. But yeah, that it's just funny that we were talking about Chick-fil-A because that came up today. I was like, man, Coach Levine now owns a Chick-fil-A.
Well, where
He's
is
out
it?
of the business
I wonder where it is.
in the Houston area.
Oh.
Out of the business.
Yeah.
Out of the business.
He's no longer in the business. He's not-
Gary on Twitter played a gig yesterday. We didn't get beer discounts, but we got free food. So I went with the Ron Slay route and got 20 wings to go.
Oh, there you go.
Smart man. Smart man. That's what you
There
got to
you
do.
go.
And you got to see. It's a science to it too now, people. You know, we start talking about eating. Like I can go on off on a tangent right now. So, Babs, you pull me back when it's time. All I'm saying is, listen, when you go get more than 10, you got to split them up. You got to go 10 of a certain flavor, 10 of another certain
I
flavor.
split 10 up usually.
You go 5 and 5.
Yeah.
Man, that's a baby stomach. That's a baby stomach right there.
So you can't properly get adjusted to the 5.
Yeah, your taste
by
buds
the
are-
time you get to the 5, you need more.
They angry. Your taste buds angry. Now your taste buds
I
sitting
mean,
there
you
pissed
might
off
as well
like.
do a dozen, though. Why would you do 10?
That's
weird.
because they do it that way a lot of times. Yeah.
But 5 and 5, you at least got to get a good taste. You got to at least get 7 or 8 of that flavor, and then you can save them. I ain't saying you got to eat them all in, but then you can go back and switch it up.
I don't like cold wings.
No, I don't either. I'm gonna warm mine up. But I'm just saying. See, I'm gonna go get lemon pepper every time, and then sweet and sassy.
Sweet and sassy.
I'm gonna bring us something in, Babs. Don't you worry.
Okay.
All right. Titans rookie camp over the weekend. We'll talk about that when we come back. Also, Preds-Canes Game One. And Ron Slay is going to be sassy. That's next on 104.5 The Zone.
Off season. Yeah, like that exists. We have no idea what you're talking about. The Titan Station. Brilliant. 104.5 The Zone.
All right, time to say goodbye to clutter. Time to have one of those beautiful closets that you always see in ads or on TV or in magazines, or you see all the stars have them. Those custom beautiful closets, guess what? They're affordable and it's doable thanks to Artisan Custom Closets. Go visit them online. It's spelled ARTISAN, customclosets.com. Get you a nice closet. They can do it. They are all about customer service. They can get rid of the clutter. They can maximize your space, and they can do it all within your budget. Lisa Carlquist is the owner of Artisan Custom Closets. Opened up in Marietta, Georgia, now opened up here in Nashville, Tennessee. So it's locally owned, and everything is manufactured right in the U.S. of A., right out of Marietta, Georgia. That's important to a lot of people. Customer service, their highest goal. I did my garage through them, and it's beautiful. And it was such a great experience. So go visit them online, artisancustomclosets.com, and you can get your free in-home consultation today with Danielle. They are now offering 18 months, same as cash financing. That's now through June. Tell them Dawn sent you. Get 18 months, same as cash financing. The phone number, 615-800-2199. That's artisancustomclosets.com.
In business, it's never just another day. Every day is the day. It could bring your biggest order yet, or a new cyber threat. Whatever the day holds, with Comcast Business, you'll be prepared. With a network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses, Comcast Business Security Edge to help protect your connected devices, and a dedicated team available 24/7. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibility.
You got to watch your mouth. You got to keep it clean for this show because we all know. Now, I love Bates. He's an Auburn kid. But, man, he caused a lot of issues in the locker room when he was there, playing his loud music with lots of cuss words. So then you can't use any of it when you're trying to run audio. And I know that Kowarski came after him, and there was a nice battle there. And that was like a whole thing. I get it.
I'll take Batesy in that little battle.
Oh, as far as are you kidding me? Bates is
I've seen some stuff go down.
he's pretty cutthroat. Like I wouldn't really mess with him.
Yeah.
See, this is how we do it on the plains. Like we're real nice until you cross the line, and then that niceness is gone.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like I think if that little situation, and look, fans don't care, but if that situation would have been handled a little differently, like my view of it is Bates thought it was funny that people got pissed off, so it made him it dialed him even more in.
Well, yeah, and especially because of the way it was talked about, and so he's like, okay, well, I'm going to amp it up to about 1,000 then. Here we go. And then everybody loses, to be honest, because then nothing is usable. Anyway, so he jumped on Buck's show, and I tweeted at him, I'm like, Bates, you got to keep it clean, man. You're just
poking the bear.
On this radio station, you can't use those words. 15 seconds in, he drops the S-bomb.
Literally, Buck goes, do we got you? Boom, boom, boom. Oh, okay.
Oh,
all right.
Babe.
And everybody over here did their job. Everybody pressed the right buttons, and it just.
Okay, yeah. But see, I think if you listen on the app, like there's no dump button or something, right? Like all that comes through.
Yeah, that just goes over terrestrial.
Yeah.
I don't get nervous about a lot of things, but we got to know this comedian named Josh Wolf, and he recently was on Buzzing with the Boys.
Yeah.
And so Josh, when Josh comes in town, he'll come in studio and do the show. Mm-hmm. And he knows that I get a little nervous when he's on because he likes to go up to the line and sometimes cross it.
Yeah.
And so he kind of jokes about me with my finger on the dump button.
Yeah.
And so he'll say, I'm not going to go into it, but he'll say something and be like, "Is that good, Brent? Is that good, Brent?" But anyway,
he's a line stepper. That's what he is.
Yes, he is. Josh Wolf, pretty funny dude. So rookie camp over the weekend. Not a lot going on. I've been to a million of them. Did not go this weekend because of travel. I was hanging out with Ramon at the Clarksville Civitan Park.
I saw you guys.
Yeah. And so we were watching kids play sports, which is my favorite thing to do in life. So I didn't go, but I've been to a lot of them. There's not a lot going on at those things. But here's basically what it is. It's like, have you been doing your homework? Like, we're going to line you up in all of these situations. Have you been in the playbook?
Right.
So.
Show us where you are.
Yep.
A lot of talk about a possible another injury that wasn't really known. Or I guess that that came out where guys are missing from drills, and it's like you ask Vrabel, and you know what you get from Vrabel when it comes to injuries. I mean, well, he did what he did, and it is what it is. So I don't know how much you can really tell. It's a rookie mini camp. You're right.
I don't. Days.
How much can you really tell from that? And
it's to get the guys comfortable and acclimated,
right.
and for when the real stuff happens.
And here's something else that it could be. It could also be I haven't really worked out in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Okay, well, we're going to not have you go run this drill because out of an abundance of caution because you're,
right.
You're not ready. You're not in shape. The last thing you want, and Titans fans know this well, is some kind of a hamstring injury because we have had numerous draft picks that we've seen in this town and this fan base has seen dealing with hamstring injuries.
Soft
in
tissue,
camp.
baby.
Yeah.
Soft tissue will get you in camp, and then they linger, and it's just ongoing. And then all of a sudden, it's your 5th year, and you're done with them. So.
Yeah, you don't want any parts of that at
Right.
all. And
So you know, I mean, how much can you really take from a rookie mini camp? Not a ton.
you just get to
It's
see the
great.
guy's body.
It's great to see.
Yeah, you get to see him physically, up close and
Right.
see what they can do.
And for them,
Quick
it's
twitch.
the mental part of it. Like,
Right.
how much have they dove into the playbook?
Yeah.
Where are they leaning on veterans? Who's what kind of player are you getting?
Yeah.
I mean, immediately, I think, from a work ethic standpoint, if a guy gets it or doesn't early on.
And I think it's like what you're saying. It's all a warm-up to when the vets come back to camp. So it's no, hey, man, we got to teach you this. No, this is the kind of routine we're going to go through when we go into camp.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we expect out of you. So when we say we blow the whistle 2 times, everybody's taking off running. You're not looking around like a kid getting on the school bus. You know
right. And as a coach, I want to know, how bad do you want it? You know?
Yeah.
As Tupac said. Like how, because all of these guys have been saying, I can't wait to get to work. Like that's the first. And I love that. But is that true?
Yeah, that's
you know, let's figure that part out. You know,
well, we know where Farley stands, and
not out there,
right? And from an injury recovery standpoint, and that's not a surprise, and you knew that coming in. But it was the Elijah Molden missing from certain drills that I think maybe Titans fans were kind of like, "Whoa, wait, what?" You know, and the media response, you know, when the Coach Vrabes was asked about it was, as to be expected, you know, you ask a question about why he's not out there and there's a generic answer and then it's a follow-up of, is this injury related, whatever. I mean, well, we don't have an injury report right now, you know. So.
I mean, those are the two guys, like Caleb Farley and Molden, because of the help you need on defense. Because the defense last year, I mean, you could put us 3 in there and there's not going to be a whole bunch of difference last year. I mean, it was so bad. I'm going to put you at, like, rush in. You just go get the quarterback.
Yeah, don't even read or anything. Just go get them out.
I'm going to play deep center. Dawn, you can Dawn's pretty aggressive. We might need her inside linebacker or something like that.
That'd be cool.
Fight through the trash and go hit somebody.
There you go.
See ball, hit ball.
The hitman.
But the defense, so, you know, I mean, it's funny because, like, Jim Schwartz gets hired, and you know, we broke that story on 3HL, and the first thing we talked about was that was so un-Vrabelian.
That's what you said.
Of a
You
move.
created a new word.
Yeah, and so, you know, I mean, clearly the Jim Schwartz thing was a front office thing and more of a J-Rob front office deal than it was a Vrabes deal. So I think it's going to be interesting to see.
You think?
Yes.
But Vrabes has to be okay with it. Well, I guess.
Are you saying
like
he signed off on it?
I guess if your GM is making the move, you do have to be okay with it. You don't have a choice.
I'll say it like this. Yeah, he's going to be okay with it. I'll say it like this. It's going to be interesting. And I said it that day. It's going to be interesting to see how this all works.
Right.
Because there's a lot of ego involved in who has the room and who has the voice and all of those things. And can you all work together? And my assumption is yes, you know. But we'll see. And you know.
But what happens when there's disagreement over what should be done?
And there are going to be fiery moments.
Without question.
I mean, Schwartz is a fiery guy.
Yeah.
Vrabel's a fiery guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
But Schwartz
what's
also
interesting
knows
about this situation
his
is
role, I would think, walking into this.
Yes, and he's not just standing around over there either. Like I think Jim Schwartz, you know, he came in and it's my understanding that he put together a report based on what he saw out of last year's defense.
Oh, I would love to see that report.
Wouldn't you?
Yes.
How'd it go over when he explained it? Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that question. So
issue with the scheme here.
The interesting part, though, about that triumvirate of defensive leadership, though, is that you've got Vrabel and you've got Schwartzy, who have big-time, passionate, intense personalities.
Yes.
Like,
which is what makes them great.
Which is great. Shane Bowen, from what I understand, he's more of an introverted guy. So, you know, we'll see how it all works out. But they've got to be better on defense because you can't be worse.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how this show is. Ron Slay's an introvert, clearly.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to work. Honestly, every day I leave the show wondering how this is going to work out.
Just watch. I just got to check it out.
I still don't know why you don't have that red Chick-fil-A headband on.
No, I
still
don't.
Sitting in the
no, it's like a keepsake for you.
Yeah, that stays right there in the lunchbox. I will say I have a problem with J. Martin Ramon and those guys, or whoever did it. I ain't gonna put it on them. But the next time I come in, my Costa Rican monkey doesn't have his headband on. It's gonna be a problem.
Oh, you put a headband on him.
Bryant was talking to him, and he just starts sliding over just to start fixing the monkey.
I
was wondering what you were doing.
There was some other things important at the time.
I saw it.
I saw you going for, I saw you reach for the monkey.
His headband was off.
And then I don't know what happened after you reached for the monkey. I think I turned toward Dawn or something. But now the monkey, can he see?
Okay,
yeah,
Ron
he can see. No, he can see real good.
Okay, he's just hanging around.
He can see real good.
We've got an empty mic stand over there.
Definitely hanging around. Yeah,
hanging around. Hey, real quick on the soft tissue thing.
Yeah.
So, Ron, like, you get through the season, you have a little time off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're trying to settle the war between North and South southern Italy and you're trying to be the peacemaker.
Right.
Then you got to dial it back up as the season approaches. How hard is that transition? And because Dawn's right. Like, there's always a couple, 3, 4 people out there that are dealing with soft tissue things like hammies.
And it's brutal.
Yeah, it is. And that's where you really, really have to trust your trainers and the people that you work out with, because you yourself, you got to protect yourself in a sense, because once you start healing after about 3 or 4 weeks, you start to get back out there and you go about 70%. You're like, you know what? I think I can go. And then you want to jump into full steam ahead and let's ramp it up for playoffs or season or whatever it is.
So you need people dialing you back.
Yeah, like, no, you got to sit down.
Okay, yeah.
You have to. Because if you don't, like that thing, man, that's something that's difficult to come back from, man. Now, I'm older, and I did it in 2 summers ago, backpedaling, and felt my hamstring. I'm like, what is this? And I never had that problem. And I sat down for about 4 or 5 weeks, healed, went back out there, and I'm thinking it's time to go, and there you go.
4 or 5 weeks is like eons if you're a rookie in an NFL locker room.
Eternity.
Trying to prove
Veteran
yourself.
can handle it.
Yeah.
Trying to make
know
a point that you belong on this roster and on this team, and trying to convince coaching staff that do not care about you personally from not personally, but from an injury standpoint, don't care what's going on. Either you can help on the field or you can't. And to step back and make sure that you're completely healthy and have to do it for that long when you're talking about a hamstring. Oh, I can't.
And that's the problem.
The anxiety, I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it in my soul right now because sometimes you look at it and you think, this is my one chance, and I might not get another chance.
And that's why you got to be able to protect them from themselves. But at the same time, like you said, your best ability is availability.
Yes.
And if you're not available, the coaches will move on. And how do you make them?
They don't care because they have to.
They don't. Yeah, their job's on the line too.
I mean,
the team is on the line. So it's difficult, man. It is difficult. I'm gonna be honest. Luckily, I didn't have to really, really get into those things. Mine were hard injuries. So
because back in the day, man, those guys they didn't have the 12-month a year regiment, and they would just show up to training camp and like, okay, let's go. I'll get in shape during training camp.
Yep.
I've heard from a lot of old dudes.
Yeah.
A lot of old heads. That was you.
Oh, without a question. I'll go over about 280.
Are you serious? That is so bad.
I'm going to show you a picture.
Like,
I was standing beside the coach.
Stop,
this
he's
coach did
285
not even.
now.
Yeah.
No, I didn't mean. I'm saying to Yo-Yo.
Babs, Babs, don't worry about him. You don't have to.
How'd you heard that hamstring? I'm backpedaling.
You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
Babs.
don't pull that hammy backpedaling over there.
He ain't got to clean nothing up with him. But he is not talking about anything over there. We're gonna put him in the lunchbox in just a minute. This is what I'm saying. Like it is difficult. I'm telling you, man. I go over there, but I was doing it at 28, 29, knowing that what the preseason is gonna be all running, and I can pace myself because I sweat so much. I'm gonna lose it in like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So I would do that, but it was
can't do that when you hit the big 4-0, can you?
I asked my 17-year-old the other day. He and his brother were going over to school to CPA. It was like a Saturday. I'm like, "What are y'all doing?" He's like, "We're gonna run. We're gonna run 100s."
Wow.
And I was like, "Okay, you're finally being smart.
That's what's up.
You understand? Like once you get into summer camp and you have to do those 100-yard sprints, that's hard if you haven't trained your body."
It is.
So I was proud of him for that.
That's big time, dude.
Yeah.
That's some maturity right there. Because I wouldn't. Nope.
Robert says, "Hey Ron, at 3HL 1045. Ron, I know this is late, but it takes extreme talent not to spill a lot of that beer in your Preds video. Hats off to you."
I appreciate it, man. You know, I work on things like this all the time. You know, you should see me.
Practice makes
Yeah.
perfect.
You see, I was getting them high knees up. We ain't had to worry about no hamstrings right then. It was on and popping.
The funny thing is about that video is you had it, man.
Yeah.
And so what happened was the Preds were up by
Ramon
one.
That's what happened.
And you guys were all in a suite, having a sweet night. And the Preds were up by one. You needed another goal.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So they
Seal
pull the
victory.
goalie. So Jay Martin starts videoing, selfie style, and you're in the background behind him, standing up. And there goes the shot at the empty net, and you lose it. You did this like running in place type thing.
Yeah, that was
You did have the knees up high.
Yeah,
right?
I was getting to it. Yeah. That was my old school ladder drills.
You had like a 3/4 big gulp beer in your hand.
Yeah.
Which is impressive because this is at the end of the game, which means you had to be working on that thing for a minute.
Yeah.
But you didn't spill the beer. So then Ramon gets in the shot, and he starts shaking you. And there goes
Trouble.
about half of that beer.
Yeah, he disrupted the Richter scale on that. That wasn't right by Ramon. But one thing about it, he'll continue to buy me more beers to keep acting like that.
There you go.
That's my guy.
I love it. So
Yeah,
we all need to be shaking beer at the end of this game tonight. Here's the
Without
thing
a
about
doubt.
the Preds in the playoffs, and the first two. I actually like being the road team in the first two because you get that split. Come
Lots
home,
of money.
bring it home. Let's go to Smashville. We'll
Okay,
be at
what
Poncho
if
and
you
Lefties
don't
on.
get that split.
Well, then you got to win.
we-
you got to
yeah,
win
so-
game 3. Must win game 3.
Yep. Oh, you going home? You staying home?
And we'll be at Poncho and Lefties in advance of that game on Friday.
Can't
I
wait.
love that place. By the way, I was downtown on Saturday.
Dude, you're going downtown a lot.
Yes, you are. I
know.
mean, you
What
in it,
in the
Babs.
world is
You
happening?
are in it, Babs.
Like
mean,
hey, this
you're
pandemic has scarred
living on
me.
the
I'm like,
edge.
let's go.
Your baby
We're
gets close
open,
to
baby.
close to a year old. You're like, I'm
We're
mom,
gone. We're out of here.
I'm like, babysitter. I found one I trust. Here
yeah,
we
yeah,
go.
You gotta lay into it. Lay
No,
into
my
it.
Mr. Babs had friends in the last couple of weeks. But anyway, I got a
Oh,
bone.
I know his friends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They're-
you better take him down there where the alcohol is.
Let's just say
You don't want to be supplying that stuff.
I drove, I stayed sober, I let them do their thing. I'm out. But I got a bone to pick with Nashville.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we
We'll
can
do
do it
that.
on the other side.
We'll do that when we got Babs taking on the Music City next on
Ooh.
104.5 The Zone.
J Mart and Ramon. One of them made it to the top. The other, well,
All I'm telling you, one of us made it to the top and the other didn't. Where the heck is that kids now? I mean, right next to you in this same studio.
J Mart and Ramon. Tomorrow morning from 6 to 10.
104.5 The Zone.
Sports betting is legal in Tennessee, and you might have just heard us say this. We got a pretty big hockey game coming up tonight, and you can get involved. Action247.com is the website. Get signed up. They're the only local legal sports book in Tennessee by Tennesseans for Tennesseans. This is the company that I use. Awesome, awesome stuff. Get signed up now and see what they've got going for tonight's hockey game. They always have promotions going, all kinds of boosts. If you haven't visited the specials section of their sports book, do it. They offer boosts every day, especially for the local teams. Better odds mean winning more money, and who doesn't like that? All kinds of things going on. The local hockey team officially in, and they are upping the fan capacity for the playoffs. So if you're going to the game, post a photo and let them see it on their social media. Let me see it at Brent Doherty, and we're all in. Action247.com is the website. The apps are up and running. Make sure you download the apps as well, Apple and Android, and you can get going as well. You've got NASCAR, you've got baseball, you've got basketball, you've got all kinds of things going on, and it really helps, like, if you love sports and you get involved on a sports betting side of things, then you're watching events you might not normally watch, and you get invested in them. And maybe they'll invest back in you. Must be 21 years or older and present in Tennessee to bet. For gambling problems support, call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
Hi, I'm Zach Allen with Buddy Allen Carpet One, and have you ever wondered what might be hiding under your flooring or the flooring of the home you're about to purchase? At Buddy Allen Carpet One, we offer the Healthier Living installation system. We remove dust and irritants before and after the flooring installation, plus
eat some weird stuff. When you run out of deer meat and all you got is squirrel in the freezer.
Ugh.
Hey, man, I
Put a little Chick-fil-A barbecue sauce on you.
man, that's what I was asking. Like, what kind of sauce is on it? But goodness, great
Slay
squirrel.
was all about the sauce. He's like, well, it depends on what kind of sauce you put on it. I'm like, no, actually, it doesn't, Slay.
It don't matter.
We'll talk about it at 420. You drive around some of these rural areas, and you know people in these rural areas around outside of Nashville. Man, you're eating what you catch out there.
Mm-hmm.
We had a dude named, man.
I knew a dude named in the country named Roadkill. His name was Roadkill.
What do you eat?
Roadkill. That's how he got the name. True story. Run something over, man. Y'all better call
That's
Roadkill.
so
Roadkill will come
disgusting.
scoop it up and put it in the back of the truck. That's a meal later on.
Don't they have that as seen on TV where you can put it over your engine and cook it as you're driving?
Well, I remember
that's sick.
when that bill passed to make that legal in the state
Really?
of Tennessee. Listen to you.
Roadkill, baby.
So
Where are
how
y'all
long
from?
can roadkill stay on the road before it becomes like a little too?
I never knew that.
A
I don't
little
know. I
too,
just know you call him immediately. He's like calling 911 or the fire department or something.
Depends on if it's run over at night or in the day, summer or winter.
Or if it's like
he come to get
hit
it.
or completely run over. I mean, if it's like a deer that's hit, that's,
Man, rain,
Still
hail,
ain't
sleet, or
good.
snow. Roadkill coming to get it.
oh my gosh.
That's what I'm trying to
Can
tell
we
you.
please have Roadkill on the show?
Roadkill probably don't even got a phone.
That's
Like how they reached out to him is probably a little roadkill symbol like Batman in the air.
Oh, man.
I don't know how they call roadkill. He don't even look like he got a phone. I don't know how a person looks that has a phone.
You just go over to his house and tell him.
Yeah, hey man, somebody stop by
Hey.
there and tell roadkill there's some stuff up here on Highway 96 or something.
There's always roadkill on Highway
And he on his
96.
way.
Oh man, yeah, we'll get to that at 420.
I'm gonna reach out to him.
So downtown is wide open,
Yes. Oh, wide.
wide A open.
Wide A open. I mean, like, starting at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, because I went 2 weeks ago and it was wide A open. That was before the mask mandate
What
was
is going
lifted.
on with you going downtown all of a sudden
She
all the
down
time,
there.
man? It's like you're reliving your 25-year-old Babs.
You know this.
Yeah, let's get it,
Partying,
Babs.
baby.
Bachelorette parties
That's
going on.
right. I'm just jumping in all of them.
You just got that sports job at News 2, and you're like ready to go.
I'm ready to go. Although every time I'm down there, I'm like, well, this is not the Nashville that I know. Back when I used to come down here all the time, it wasn't like this. We didn't have these dang hot tub jacuzzi things rolling around the streets, and we didn't have these tractors pulling people. And
Tractors pulling.
Horse
me.
and
I know.
carriage, all you would get.
I'm so like old woman yelling at the cloud when I'm downtown every
Listen,
time.
drunk people don't
Shaking
care
your fist.
what they riding.
Oh no.
Just keep the alcohol flowing. They don't care, man.
And music, any kind of music.
The
too.
one that gets me though is the hot tub one. Like,
Like,
would you
that's
get
just
in the hot
gross.
tub?
I haven't
thing?
seen that one. I haven't seen that one.
Oh,
I pull up
it's
behind the
disgusting.
hot tub one.
Is water spilling out of it?
There's you can see it's clear, so there's like stuff
Clear.
floating in it that you can see how nasty that
Oh, no,
water
wait
is.
a minute,
It-
Babs.
It's
just-
a real thing.
Listen, it's just Betty and her friends from Indiana in bikinis just riding down the road.
What's floating in there though? That's what I need to know.
I mean,
Like
it's
somebody
just
boo-boo?
like dirty.
Well, you're drinking
Oh, like
alcohol, so you know
leaves and-
people are peeing in that thing.
Oh my
See,
gosh,
that's-
I
they gonna make
can't.
me-
Ugh.
it'll be Earl in there with me then. Since that's the case. People
Ugh.
peeing in there.
So I have a rant with downtown Nashville.
Okay. We ramped up to your rant.
One of
Yes, we
these
did.
days, so on one of these days, I was down there at like 3:30, right? So we're talking
And for those that don't know,
middle of the afternoon.
3:30 downtown Nashville is the same as 11 o'clock at
Yes.
night downtown
Yes.
Nashville.
Yes.
It's the same.
It's prime time.
I mean, there
On
are
a
so
Wednesday.
Yeah.
many, yes, which is why I'm like, this is not the Nashville that I grew up in, right? Yeah,
Every weekend.
I know.
I
So,
get you.
but this is very different than 15 years ago when on a Wednesday and Thursday when I was off, I would go downtown and go honky tonkin' and know all the bouncers and love downtown,
Listen
and this
to
is
you.
awesome. Like now I hate it.
So when you moved to town and you were in TV, were you single at that point?
No, I think I was dating my first husband.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, you go downtown,
But
you're
yeah.
on TV, like everybody's like, you could, you could tell who the locals are. 'Cause
Well,
they
yes,
would come up to you, right?
Exactly, yes. But like I always behave myself. Let's not paint me as a party animal, bad
You in the
person or something.
Yeah. You
Well,
in
I
there.
mean,
you wasn't there, girl.
Auburn Babs might have,
Right. So anyway, so I'm down there somewhat early, And like, there's so many drunk people everywhere.
Yeah, we do good at that.
And it's packed.
Yes.
And it's absolutely packed. And I'm still a little leery of like people breathing on me, you know? I mean, COVID is still there in the back of your mind. So I'm like, I'm fine with everybody being around without a mask, and you know, some are vaccinated, some aren't, whatever. I'm good with that. But like, I'm still a little like, maybe don't breathe down in my neck.
Like,
even
me
without
still,
COVID,
I like
really.
the 6 feet social distance.
Yeah,
Give me
you
that-
know,
give me that part.
just
I'm
a
good.
little
You
space.
can breathe all over me. I don't
Yeah.
care. This is where I am.
Hey,
I
what
don't
you doing,
care.
bud?
So
Come over here and breathe on me. I don't care.
Well, there's nowhere to go because the sidewalks are so packed on Broadway that people are breathing down your neck. There's nothing you can do about it, and it's really drunk people. And I sound like such an old woman right now.
I know. Was your posse on Broadway?
Yeah. So, but this is my whole thing. How have more people not died in downtown Nashville by getting hit by one of these freaking monster trucks?
Or just some
rolling
dude
down
driving his
Broadway.
car drunk.
Or there's some guy that was like turning left to get onto Broadway going towards the river. Clearly he was going to like turn right and get out. He's so pissed off because he's not going anywhere because people are walking constantly across the road. And this is 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm like, why are you driving down here? If you're trying to get somewhere, why in the heck are you on Broadway of all places? Why does this city not shut that dang street down and let people just flow into the streets?
But see,
why is it open? It's not like you could park down there. You're not going to park anywhere on Broadway or near that street. Close it down.
That's true. But
Look at Beale Street.
It's the fascination of going up and
at
down the
New
street
Orleans.
on the
Well, maybe that'll cut that down too,
Yeah.
if we're lucky.
No, that's a good point,
All those
Ron.
tractors
Now you
and
want to see
stuff?
it's
There might be
sightseeing for the
something to
people.
that.
It's
The,
sightseeing. Like they
the
want to
Party
see Second
Bar's
Avenue.
lobby.
Yeah, they want to see that.
It's
Second
probably a
Avenue,
strong.
third,
There's so
fourth.
many companies doing it. That's probably a strong lobby.
Mm-hmm.
What I've heard about that situation, because I've been so fired up about this that I've gone to get some, like, why? Like, I've asked people in the know, like why are we
they
not
have
doing
not
this?
shut down Broadway?
Yeah, and so there's a fight going
Even
on.
just
From
at
the way I
night.
understand it,
Right.
there's fight might be a wrong word.
No,
There's
but
been
it's
a
a fight.
lengthy negotiation going on, I think, between like the CVB and the bar owners down there,
Mm-hmm.
because you close down the street, that means people are walking with beers in their hands and all that. So
Right.
how do you monetize that? So the bars want to be able just to sell some big outdoor cup at whatever price and go do it. But I think the CVB wants to have some control over that, and they want to sell a cup. And then you can fill that cup up with like Bud Light or whatever you want in any of the places for a price, and then the CVB gets a percentage of it.
So they have to figure all that out.
Yeah.
Okay,
now,
but-
I might
but
be
my whole thing
that
is-
might be a long time ago hurdle. That's not a hurdle now. I don't know, but that's
Yeah.
what I heard a while back.
But here's my other thing. You can close down Broadway and not allow cars there and not have to worry about the alcohol part and still not let people drink in the
No.
street.
There's no reason not to close Broadway. I mean,
There's no reason.
At night.
Like Mayor Cooper's
Yeah,
all
especially
worried
at
about
night, yes.
keeping the kids not playing football this fall. Go do something productive like that. Something to make our city safer.
Yep. I would say I agree with that. Like closing it down after 8 o'clock or something like that on Broadway. But
I would do it, but
during-
I'd do it all day.
Yeah, but during the day though, like if I
I know,
have
but
somebody
Slay,
come in
it's
out of town,
crazy.
I know it is. I kind of love it. But like when people
like
come
you
in,
want to show them,
I do exactly.
but you don't want to go.
I don't want to go. Yeah, that's exactly it. Like if people come in from out of town, I'm gonna be like, hey man,
So you can
let's
drive
ride
through
down on
there.
Broadway. You know what I mean? Ride down and show you Second Avenue, Third. Man, I used because I love showing sites that I used to go to, like Old Spaghetti Factory. When I was little, I used to do this and that. Like,
The K Fac's
show
still
'em that.
there, man.
It is. That's
OG.
amazing. Yeah, that is amazing.
Not for long, right? Didn't they lose their lease?
Oh, they did.
Did they?
Oh no, I think it was a different.
Listen to you.
Oh, dang,
It
that
was-
was gonna hurt
is
me.
it-
I was
The
gonna go
old
down
spaghetti
there.
guy was like,
Yeah, I
holy
was-
crap.
I didn't
What's
pay
she
something.
talking about?
He just started
What's
calling
he know?
somebody
I
right
can't
now.
remember. There was some there's
probably is,
somebody
though.
lost their lease. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway,
But that's the thing. Like I think that's a part of Nashville. I think that's a staple. Because one thing I would love to drive down as long as it's gonna take, and it takes a long time to get through that traffic. It's
yeah.
just one thing about getting out the car and walking. I don't want to.
Okay.
I'm cool with
Okay. Well, there's your argument. I think it's a terrible
Close it
argument.
down.
Close
Beale
it
Street
down.
style.
I'm with it. I'm saying the same thing at night.
But even
nighttime, though.
if you do
not
it,
daytime.
How about this? Even if you close part of it, because honestly, I can't believe that there weren't at least 50 drunk people that stumbled and tripped, or their drunk friend pushed them into the middle of the road and they got hit by a car. I am amazed that that does not happen more often.
All right, so people are weighing in with some other answers as to why it's not happening. We'll hit that for you when we come back. Also, Adidas execs pay the family of Zion Williamson, allegedly.
I can't wait to touch on that.
I can't believe the amount of money. 615-737-1045 at the RHL 1045 on Twitter.
1045 The Zone TV. Watch us now. Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope.
Let's fund the at the RHL 1045 party cruiser balls to the wall with that idea. That's good. Ron could drive, and he could be the tour guide. We'll just hook him up with a mic and speakers, and that'd be a hell of a fun thing to do. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram maybe could supply us with the vehicle needed for this sudden event that is about to take place. They've got everything you need: car, truck, SUV, or Jeep. And they are the best people in the world. So go see my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram if you're in the market for that next new vehicle. And they'll hook you up they'll get you in the right direction. No pressure at all. They're just going to answer your questions and advise you on what they think is the best. But ultimately, obviously, and of course, it's your decision. And they just want you in the vehicle that's right for you and your family. That's it. So go take your test drive, ask your questions. You'll go inside. They'll help make the numbers work. It'll be that easy. GuptonMotors.com is the website. You'll see the entire inventory there. All of the deals, all of the information about the dealership is there, GuptonMotors.com. Or go see them. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. About 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
This is Jim Rome with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by NetSuite by Oracle. Receive your free product tour right now at netsuite.com/golf. The NBA just had itself one heck of a weekend.
freezer. So he went to squirrel.
See, that
I've never had squirrel.
I can't wait till we get into that.
It's good, man.
Honk.
Here goes Hunk.
Yeah, he
Producer
is.
Hunk from Alabama.
Honk.
No, seriously, like you drive, like, I mean, I was talking about me and Ramon. We're both in Clarksville for travel ball. You start playing travel baseball, you're driving all through the country, and a lot of great people eating a lot of weird things.
Yeah.
But hey, man, see
Each his own.
Like, look, I grew up in a little 2-bedroom house in Green Hills, and it was awesome. Loved it. But we lived on a dead end over there by Harpeth Hall, and I had this like OG of a neighbor, like 2 doors down, older guy named Mr. Martin, and
I've heard Mr. Martin stories.
Yes, and
Didn't you cut his lawn? Or he was really good about it.
I was trying. Yeah, this happened, and then I really didn't want to get involved. So I'm out throwing the football to myself because, you know, I grew up only child, no dad, all that stuff. And, yeah, you just throw it and, like, you run and complete.
Yeah.
Second down and 2. And so I'm doing that. Stupid games that, you know, only children play.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I hear this. I'm like, what in the what? I'm in Green Hills, man. What's going on?
Yeah.
Mr. Martin out there shooting squirrels.
That's right.
In his yard.
I remember this story, yes.
I'm 2 houses down in my front yard.
Letting it go.
He's letting it rip.
Was it like shotgun?
I don't know what it was. It was loud.
But was it what he was doing it because the squirrels are irritating him and doing something to him, or he was getting them to eat?
I don't know the answer to that
He was
question,
little.
Ron. He could have been irritated, or he could have been looking for lunch. I don't know.
Wow.
Well, you never would have thought that looking for lunch until now,
Right.
right?
Here's the problem, though. Like, if you shoot a squirrel, there's not going to be a whole lot left of the squirrel, is there?
Shouldn't be. A little furry tail.
You're not eating that.
Can't eat the tail. It can't be no meat in the tail.
You got to be a really good shot. To eat squirrel, that means you hit it, like,
point blank
square in the head or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just took that squirrel's head off.
Or
You
do
also
you
gotta do
wait?
with a small bullet because you can't make the squirrel can explode, then you can't eat it. So
That's
you
what
gotta
I'm
do like
saying.
A 22.
Oh, 22?
Yeah.
You know from experience. Have you shot a squirrel?
Yeah. 22 is what you take squirrel hunting.
Or do you just watch the squirrel, let him get fat, and be like, "Yep, he's ready." Yeah, that's the one I've been looking for. Little Jerry, come here, little Jerry. Pop.
Just start naming them.
Yeah, little Jerry.
Do squirrels, like, stay in the same geographical region, like area?
To an extent, they find a tree and they kind of stay around that whole neighborhood at that point in time. Yeah.
But if I go outside my house and I see a squirrel, like a week later, am I going to see the same squirrel, or will he move on to, like, you know, Brentwood?
It depends on if the Brentwood's nuts are better.
Oh my God!
The squirrel squatting in trees. The squatter squirrels.
Are you saying there are a lot of nuts in Brentwood?
Yeah, I'm out there.
All right, we'll get into
I'm
that.
a nut.
Hey, so to clean up, Dawn is pissed because she was downtown sober. Number one, don't ever do that.
Yeah, that was probably a bad idea.
There you go.
That's what led to all
That's
this.
the first
Yeah,
one.
you're
That's
right.
what led to her
First
being
bad.
angry. Sober person around a bunch of drunk people.
In the
And
middle
again,
of the afternoon, that's usually not
I've
good.
been
yeah.
around your husband when he's drinking and his friends.
Yeah.
And I get that you were a little.
Oh, and he's like the happiest drunk
He's
ever.
the happiest.
It's so annoying.
Oh my God.
We're
I
talking
love
about
it.
my pleasure.
I love
Chick-fil-A.
it.
I mean, it's like, why? How in the world can you be so happy? What is wrong with you?
We're setting up a date.
I mean, alcohol's
I
a
mean, the happiest.
alcohol is a depressant.
Yeah, no, not for him.
He doesn't understand that.
It's like life is
You don't either.
great
No, I
and
don't. I was out.
perfect
You
and-
just schooled
yeah.
me on something. I was depressing. Why I get
Oh
it?
yeah, it is a
Did
Why
depression.
do I
you
get
know
so
that
excited and happy?
Tequila is the only alcohol that's not a depressant.
Oh,
Really?
might have to stick to that.
No, I can't leave Uncle Tito for Uncle Julio, even though I split them up.
Uncle Julio. It's a good restaurant. No free ads. So that's where your anger. So then you start noticing things as you're walking around, and you're thinking about, like, when are we going home, and why are the cars still driving around here? I'm seeing all these drunk people that easily could stumble out onto Broadway and get hit and dead and maimed and dismembered and all of these things.
Like, I think about parade accidents with all those big floats, you know, and that's when you know that a parade's like coming down, and those still happen.
What do you mean parade accidents?
That's what I
Like
was
when
gonna say. I've
Snoopy
never
breaks
seen 'em.
free and, like,
No, like somebody gets hit by a float, it happened
Roll
in
up under the float.
Yeah, it happened in New Orleans.
How do
it
you get
happened
hit
here
by
in
a
town,
float?
or not here in town, but it
Going
happened
around.
around here. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you how. I'll give you an example.
How?
I've
Those
never
things are
seen
huge.
it,
I
but
mean-
yeah. But when they're throwing candy off the floats, like
You-
some people
and you
like run and
run to go
grab.
get.
Oh.
Yeah.
People wanting to cross the
Yep.
street in
Yeah,
between
that too, yep.
floats.
In between, or you're like you're stepping over somewhere you shouldn't, where things are connected.
Telling somebody, excuse me, let me get by, and
tones
you just
being
step off, and then
connected.
you get.
But it's the same thing. I mean, because you got these big tractors pulling trailers full of people.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Well, so
I think
people are
it's
telling
dangerous.
us that the reason why they can't, or the reason why they haven't done it, maybe there's some issue in terms of closing Broadway to car traffic.
Yeah.
And I'm with Ron. Like during the day, maybe leave it open because of all the bachelorette parties, riding on things and drinking and listening to music and all that stuff. Those party barge vehicle things. But then close it down at night. But one of the reasons why they can't, according to a lot of people that are listening and communicating with us, and we appreciate that, is because Broadway is a state highway. Actually.
Really?
So we started to backtrack it. So Broadway goes to West End. West End goes to Highway 100. So theoretically, Highway 100 is still Highway 100, even though we call it West End. And maybe it's still Highway 100 at Broadway.
Wow.
I don't know.
Ooh.
That-
So
that
we
makes
have
sense.
to. So we have to check in with TDOT.
They said we have to go after TDOT.
Okay.
Oh, well, we can forget about that.
No.
Oh.
We're gonna call him. We'll see.
Now?
Well, I mean,
Joe Hunt, call TDOT.
I
Get
don't
him on the
know.
phone.
I need
on
you.
it.
I got some names. I'm gonna pass them your way. I need you to schedule a interview with them for this week. We're on it.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Oh, wait, she's serious. I
Yeah,
thought
I
she
don't
was
I'm
gonna
dead
say
No, this
serious.
is
song.
Babs. Huh?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know if I like how this is going.
Well, we just need the info. We
We
just
do
need
need
to
the
have
info.
them
We do
on
need the info.
to get the info and find
need the
out. I
info.
mean, because you know what's going on here. It's well, it's not us. It's not the city.
See,
It's the state. Oh, well, it's not us. It's the city.
So we cut all that middleman stuff out.
That you go
Yeah.
straight to the
Process of
source.
elimination. Yep.
Wouldn't this be something that will eventually come down to a vote on an election or something?
Nah,
No,
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 no.
that's
I
No,
think
it
somebody
doesn't.
could just make it.
If it did, Kid Rock would be there.
Oh, God,
'Cause
Lord
he ain't letting
mercy.
nothing getting closed down, baby. Kid Rock ain't going.
His bar's crazy too.
Yeah, I've been in there. It's wild.
Crazy.
I keep hearing stories about Kid Rock being out. That guy's still hitting it.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him. It's always like Kid Rock was with it's like 5 super skinny, like tight pant wearing girls.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I want to
God
run
love-
into him one day when I'm
God
out.
love him.
I want to run into him.
You're still hitting it, man.
Yeah.
Let it rip, bro.
Poncho on the left is that's where we're at Friday?
Yep, right across from Bridgestone Arena.
What their wings like?
Do they have wings? It's a Mexican restaurant.
Ah, yeah.
They have margaritas.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
Hey,
They're
reel
Very
me in,
good
reel me
ones.
in with
and
that one.
their tacos are really good.
Okay, well, reel me in.
Yep.
I'm more of a nacho guy.
Also, Old Spaghetti Factory.
Yes. It
Babs
did
was correct.
it did happen. They
Babs
did
was
because so initially which by the way I walked down there to just kind of look at all of it because I had not been over to where the Christmas Day bombing happened. So I walked that way just to take it all in, and it's still unbelievable. It's still a mess down there, but so the building that restaurant was in was affected by the Christmas Day bombing, and the owner of the building, which is some lofts management or owner company, said that they did not want to basically fix it up after the bombing for Old Spaghetti Factory to come back.
That's
Now,
unfortunate.
the owners of the restaurant said, we will pay to fix all of it. We'll pay for all of it. And they basically said, nope, we're just going to terminate your lease. That's pretty crappy.
I hate
That is, man. Because
And you know what they're going to do? They're going to probably add more living space or something
I hate
there.
that.
Oh, 100%. That's
That's a
what they're going to
staple,
do. But
man.
that's unfortunate because that's one of the few places still in Nashville that you have memories. Like if I'm 48. I have memories of going there with my grandparents who are no longer with me, like on a special night, and it was still rolling.
Yeah.
See, and that's frustrating because you have ownership groups that don't have that Nashville history. And that's why I go down there and I'm like, this is not like the Nashville of
You're
old.
totally right. I remember like
Which I'm
that was-
okay with some change,
gosh.
but man.
Yeah, but you need the staples though. Like you
when
gotta
they're
have the staples.
offering to pay for
Yeah,
all of
you
it
look- why
to
not?
rebuild it.
Like who
you
doesn't
still
want the
tell them no.
old spaghetti factory?
Well, because
Dude, I used to love to go in there and sit on the trolley and eat.
That's the thing. It's like when I was a kid and they would like start to lead you to your table, you're like hoping that you get inside
The
one of
trolley.
Yes.
Dude, and then the little one scoop of ice cream you get at the end in the little silver little bowl. Man, that was me, man.
Oh,
I'm hot.
Look at y'all.
Dang, you
I'm
just
hot.
kicked Ron in his childhood.
Yeah, I'm
I
hot,
know.
man. I'm hot about that,
about
man.
it?
Because guess what? My mom used to take us down there, man. We go down there, eat, get the little bowl of ice cream, and then get out there and ride the carriage.
Well, you know what wins out? Money, 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 money.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
New
crazy.
Raven, Pig Cleveland, just answered a question about what he eats in the offseason. And people in Baltimore got all upset. People down here are like, yeah, so he eats squirrel.
True.
We'll play the audio for you when we come back and look for your phone calls. Dan will lead us off and jump on in. 615-737-1045.
Buck really dislikes your naked feet.
You know, people's feet are disgusting to me. That's why I get pedicures, because feet need to be taken care of, and if you don't take care of your feet, like, I think less of you as a person.
The Buck Reising Show. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
Every day we encounter non-emergencies, blocked sidewalks, abandoned cars, noisy neighbors. None are good, but none are true emergencies either. Metro Nashville 911 dispatchers receive over 11,000 non-emergency calls each month that should be going to 311.
Harry on Twitter. Follow at Scan Nashville. I actually do. It's pretty funny. They say Metro Police Department gets at least one call from Kid Rocks. One call from Kid Rocks every week. Not Kid Rock.
I can see that.
I'm like, from Kid Rock's like farm or his bar?
His bar.
I can see that. And that's not far off. No.
Again, you're not getting out. You might roll through in the car.
Yeah, I ain't. Yeah. I mean,
show people the sights.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot for me to get out and be downtown. I mean, either a game, concert, but it's basically I'm going to Bridgestone and then I'm back home. Like it's,
yeah.
I got to be having a great time, boy, to go on and keep the party rolling. If I didn't
let
go
the out-of-towners handle that.
Yeah, y'all got it.
They have it under control.
Yes,
down
they
there.
do. They're doing a terrific job too.
And Dawn.
Yeah, and Babs, because Babs down there now. I go. You can catch me on Division maybe, but outside of that, no. I like those little bars. That seems a little more.
Talk about losers and
yeah.
I like that too. 615-737-1045 at the RHL 1045. So Ben Cleveland got drafted to the Baltimore Ravens. Southern guy.
Mm-hmm.
And is the question in this bit of audio? So he was asked, like, what do you eat in the off season to kind of like keep your body going? And he said this.
You know, it's one of those things. I don't know if it was a specific diet. It's more so one of those things where, you know, you eat what you got in the freezer from the fall. So, you know, had a few squirrels freeze dried in there. So, you know, get a little hungry. Ain't got no deer meat left. Fry up a squirrel or two, and you know, just go eat that.
I'm out.
Okay.
I'm out on squirrel. There are a lot of people listening to us right now. They're like, Doherty, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're gonna have to miss me.
What? That squirrel's good?
Yeah.
Hey, you're gonna have to miss me.
Joe Hunk in there.
I've ate it. I've had it plenty of times.
Hunk's a wild
Yeah,
guy.
because you're from Alabama.
Back on off of a dirt road on a single wide trailer eating squirrel. That's
What do
happened.
you do? Fry it up? Like you have to? Is it one of those meats that you have to eat fried?
Yeah, you've got to. Well, you got to skin it, and then you got to cut the tail off and all that. If you want to get graphic about it, yeah. Then you fry it.
Can you imagine skinning a squirrel?
Not like it's so little.
Right. Like, where do you put
Squirrel
your
like
hand?
it's
I feel
Snicker.
like it's a hell of a lot of work for not a
For a
whole
little-
lot.
yeah.
No, it's not a lot of meat. That's the
meat.
reason why when you see people go hunting, they've got a lot. They've killed a bunch of them because you've got to kill that many to make it a really good
Is it hard to kill a squirrel? Because those things got quick twitch.
Yeah,
Like,
they quick twitch. Yeah.
they're jukey.
Yeah, they are. It's not like a fly where you just don't shoot directly in front of them because the fly always moves forward. You kind of have to read the squirrel.
All right,
Yeah,
Mr.
read the
Miyagi.
squirrel. Yeah,
What in the world?
Yeah, read the squirrel.
Freaking Alabama.
You
in
read the
there.
squirrel.
So Ben Cleveland grew up in Toccoa, Georgia.
That's what I was gonna say. Where's he from?
And attended Stevens County High School, where he played baseball and football. He was rated a 4-star recruit, committed to play football at Georgia during the summer before his junior season. Now he's in Baltimore. And apparently, like, that soundbite, like, if some dude, like, if Ben Jones said that down here, we'd be like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in Baltimore. We already ran through Baltimore last week.
Yeah.
Like that does not fit in well in that city.
Oh, you ain't gonna be looking for no squirrels. I don't even know what they get. Maybe some stray dogs or something. Maybe.
Oh my gosh, Slay.
I mean, I ain't saying like go get the dog. I'm just saying like what you have to get a snack.
What in the world?
I'm just saying like squirrels are by abundance. They're abundant of squirrels down here, but I don't know if it's in. Is there squirrels running around Baltimore?
No, it's funny because like when I went to Tennessee, you might have experienced this too. When I went to Tennessee, like my friends from the Northeast,
Yeah.
they were amazed by the squirrels.
Yeah, that's
like
what
they
I'm
had
saying.
never seen them.
Yeah, it's like it's real.
They're like, what are these things?
Really?
Yes.
Where would you see a squirrel up there? I don't even remember seeing
I
many
didn't even
trees
think
up there.
about that.
I'm telling you.
Interesting.
I'm telling you.
Well, so his nickname's Big Country. I mean, you can imagine Big Country in the middle of Baltimore. It just doesn't fit, does it?
No.
But we used to have a Big Country here for the Titans. You remember Dave Stewart?
Would he run around
Offensive
shoot?
lineman?
Yeah, run around shooting
Mississippi
at
State?
squirrels?
Yes, he went to Mississippi State. He was from, where did he grow up? You know what? He grew up in Alabama.
Yeah, makes sense.
I want to say he was from Alabama, but they used to call him Big Country.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Well, also
And
Big Country.
But he was huge. He was like 6'8", I don't know, 330 30 pounds. I mean, like, massive guy. And he never
I really
talked.
thought she was going to hit you with the 285 there.
I was.
You wanted to.
I thought about it. I thought about messing with you.
Babs, we are on a great track. Friendship. Don't go over to the mayor's side.
I remember Big Country, though. They talked about, like Big Country doesn't say much. Like, he doesn't talk.
No, he didn't.
But then on Sundays, he played.
Yeah.
And then once he played and got better and people talked about him on that offensive line and all that, then he would talk a little bit more. Because I remember Munch being like, yeah, Big Country's talking a little bit more. Like, I remember his teammates being like, hey, I really like Big Country now that we've heard him talk. We didn't even know that he could talk for a while. We didn't know if he knew English at all.
Josh knew English. Josh,
he was so quiet.
Josh on the Facebook Zone TV feed says, yes, Brent, it is good, but it takes like 3 or 4 to fill you up. That's the thing.
3 or 4 can't even fill me up. Like, it takes too much wings to feel good.
Yeah, it's like eating wings, man. You got to get like a thing of 10.
Nope.
It's like crawfish.
I've eaten frog legs.
Yes. It's like crawfish.
You have to have like
I've never eaten
50
that.
of them to get full.
Disgusting.
Yeah, there's a reason why you go
Look,
squirrel
crawfish.
hunting and you get like a big group of people and you take them all together and you cook all the squirrel together. You just have a big squirrel cookout.
Well,
Do they make noise? Like,
No, Slay.
Okay.
We're not going down that road.
I was going to ask, though.
No, this is bad enough.
Okay, yeah,
that
I'm done with that.
I can't handle this.
I'm done with that.
When you did that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm telling you, the next thing was, how do you have this as a snack laying in your freezer? I had old Eggos with frost on it. Like, you might have to throw them in the oven or something like that. But
With frost.
squirrels? Like, come on, dog. I ain't.
Yeah, the ice cream, just move the squirrel out of the way. It still has its eyes. Just move the squirrel out of the way.
The Eggo, you can do the frost, you know what I mean? Knock the frost off or whatever that is on it.
I did have some
Little
deer
ice.
in my freezer for a while.
Babs.
But deer is okay.
Now,
Squirrel,
how is it
not
okay
so
to eat
much.
Bambi and not eat Alvin and them? That's what I'm trying to figure out. See? Now, that's wrong.
Alvin.
Lil Ron would be heartbroken right now, Babs. I'm going to tell him that, too. When you meet Lil Ron, I'm going to tell him that. Now, you know she hangs around with Bambi in the freezer, Ron. So.
Mickey said he had, and this is not going to surprise anybody because if you listen to his Zone for any amount of time, you understand that Mickey grew up in a really small town, Harrisburg, Arkansas.
On the farm.
And he said that one time his mom was out of town, and she didn't go out of town very often, but she was out of town for work, so his dad was in charge of, feeding. And so his dad had been out, like, helping somebody do something, and they were hunting something else, and then he saw a squirrel, so he shot the squirrel. And Mickey, like, has his plate of food. He didn't know that. He has his plate of food in front of him, and it looks like chicken. And so he said, Dad, what is this? He goes, what do you think it is? He goes, well, it looks like chicken. He goes, okay. It was squirrel.
Wow.
His dad cooked squirrel for dinner for his kids.
Okay, knowing Mickey now,
he loses.
I mean, he's probably like scarred and traumatized for life.
Mickey can be finicky on the food.
Can be. Mickey's
That's
like
understatement.
the pickiest, like, yeah, that's an understatement. He probably freaked.
I feel him on it though. Like
He says he'll never eat desserts made out of fabric like red velvet.
Yeah, we had that conversation, and me and Mickey had that. It was almost a 30-minute segment. I think we ran over and everything talking about that because that was baffling to me, man. How do you not eat red velvet cake? Period. Like, come on, Mickey. I told him. He said he'll try my grandma's though, so I'm gonna get him to make some.
By the way, apparently your guy Ramon said he's had squirrel plenty of times.
Ramon looks like a squirrel sometimes.
A really big squirrel.
Yeah, because don't mess with my headband on my monkey no more, Ramon.
Oh my God.
All right, let's go to Zach in Nashville next up on 3HL. Hey, Zach, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing.
I said, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, nothing. We're good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I got a lot of experience hunting squirrels over my life. Been hunting them all my life.
And you eat them?
Oh, yes, ma'am. You got squirrel dumplings. You can do squirrel biscuits and gravy. Your older squirrels, you want to obviously fry with, or your older squirrels, you want to make a dumpling into, or cook them certain ways. And your younger squirrels, you got to fry them because they're more tender. And y'all were talking about like skinning them and stuff. It's like pulling off a sock. They're real easy to skin.
How you know how old they are? They like you IDing them, or they got bags under their eyes, or like how you
Ask for
Oh,
their
no, you
identification.
can tell by looking at their junk whether they're young or not.
Oh my gosh. This
All them
cannot
boys?
be. Is this what I'm doing for a living? This cannot be real.
That was enlightening.
Remember when you were a journalist, Babs?
Oh my god.
Slay's gonna be out looking at a tree. Man, that's an old one right there.
Thank you, Zach. You look at their junk.
Like,
I mean, I guess
I've seen a
squirrels have to
meme.
have junk. I never thought about that before.
So what do you like? What if it's a woman squirrel? Then you just we're not gonna do the women squirrels. Let that one go. How do you like? Hey man, that's some wild stuff. Ramon, shout out to Ramon. Ramon, hey dude, hey, I didn't know you a squirrel eater. That's what's up. Did you look at the junk?
615-737-1045. Cousin Mike.
He'll call in.
Cousin Mike, what's up, man?
What's up, y'all?
Guzzo.
I was called. What up, Wilson Slay? What's going on, baby? Hey, but I'm calling about the squirrel issue too. Squirrel, dang. My grandmama, she got a trick where she put a little slit right there above their neck, and then like homeboy just said, she put her nails in there and it slide the fur and the tail stand off just like a sock, and then you cut the meat up and then you fry it up just like some chicken, or you do some gator bites. And she always make potatoes on white gravy with hers. And it's good eating. It don't get no better. It really don't. And her little trick to have more meat is you get it right there before the fall when they fatten up. And so, yeah, man, y'all missing out. You ain't no squirrel. I just had to call and let
Does
you know.
it taste like chicken? Do you have to put stuff on it?
It don't. I don't think it tastes like chicken. We don't think it tastes like chicken, but you fry it up just like chicken. Batter it. You can use an egg wash, or you can just keep it a little moist and put it in some flour and some cornstarch, and then boom, fry it up like chicken, man, with some hot grease, and like I said, fry up some potatoes, throw some white gravy all on top of it. You won't eat no more the rest of the night, no matter how much you
All
smoke.
right, Cuzzo Mike, you got me with the fried thing because I love anything fried. Like you could fry a Nerf football, I'd probably eat it.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, hey, put some hot sauce on it too. Yeah. Oof, boy, boy, I'm telling you, yeah.
Hey, man.
All right, Cuzzo.
Okay, hey, be safe out there too, Cuzzo, man. He on that road.
Telling you, sometime, some Sunday, Nissan Stadium, somebody needs to have a tailgate where they're cooking squirrel.
I guarantee.
Why in the world would we do that? We can cook so many other things.
We can eat hot chicken.
Yeah, like
and wings.
And then you know what?
Wings.
Let me.
Meat.
Ramon can make steak. I mean, there are other
the
things
blue
that
cheese
we
crumbles.
Can do.
Yes, he can. Hey, let me say this though, man.
Keisha was telling me about that.
I'm telling you.
She was like, I don't really like blue cheese either.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a food connoisseur now. I'm telling you. But this is what I'm trying to tell you. Now, I'm going to defend the chickens on this. See, to my fellow chickens out there, man, that's listening, since squirrels, you can tell age, I know the chickens may be listening. This is what I'm telling you. We got to stop comparing stuff that's saying it tastes like chicken. That's what the people got to stop doing. Because, see, that's how they trick you into taking it. Because the chicken is so good. They be like, it just tastes like chicken. Yeah, and then you be like, oh, man, this don't taste like no chicken.
Yeah.
Like, so I think the chicken's getting a bad rap, man. Y'all got to ease up on the chicken. That's why it's a shortage of chicken wings. Because people
I went to a restaurant over the weekend, and I sent a text to Ron in distress because I wanted the wings, and they were out of
That
the
hurt
wing.
me, too. That hurt me. But you can't do that, man.
So then we went in Clarksville. We went to Buffalo Wild Wings because that's like my 10-year-old's favorite place to go if it's not Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
And they had wings. But you know what I did? I
You
ordered
won.
10, and I ordered lemon, pepper, and I ordered some barbecue thing.
Yeah.
And then when I get in the car, we had to take it to go because you got to be at the field. I get there, and I opened the thing, and it was 10 lemon pepper.
They knew it. They were like, you know what?
We're going to order for you.
Yeah, there you go. We know 5 and 5 ain't enough. No, we're not going to put them through that. We're going to get them right. That ain't, yeah.
Let's go to Joey in Cross Plains. Joey, what's up, man?
What up, fam? So y'all a big bunch of crybaby city folks because y'all don't know what good eating is. You got to know. My grandparents, before they passed away, they come from Eastern Kentucky, and they moved here to Middle Tennessee. Yep. And I could go in their freezer at any time, and I could get either pig brains, and we'd have for breakfast we'd have pig brains and eggs, which is delicious, by the way.
Pigs
we'd
have brains?
Squirrel, we'd have turtle soup.
Turtle soup.
No.
We'd eat all kinds of wildlife, and dude, I mean it's all good, and you got to cook it right.
Well, you
like
know as
with a
well as I
squirrel,
do, anything goes in Eastern Kentucky.
Well, you can with the squirrel. You can bake it. You can barbecue it. Barbecue's actually my favorite. Throw it out there on the smoker for a couple hours and put some sauce on it. No. Oh man, it's delicious.
See, I think I feel you, Joey, man.
Thank
but
you,
I
Joey.
think you selling the sauce short, man.
I'm like getting sick of it.
Yeah, that's bad, ain't it, Babs?
Trey in West Nashville. Trey, what's up?
Oh, here we go.
Hey, I just want to remind y'all that for all the health food fanatics out there, there's nothing more organic than wild game and wild meats.
Is that true?
There's something to think about there.
Okay.
Ugh,
Wild
no.
game.
Sorry, I got a lot of respect.
There's
I'm West
nothing more
Nashville
organic.
native, man.
That's true.
That's rough.
JP.
Put this in your keto diet. Here you go, squirrel.
JP in Nashville. JP, what's up?
Yo, what up? This is Jacob Phillips. So
Hey,
I
what's
play
up,
football
Jacob?
at LSU. What's up? How y'all doing?
Hey,
How
we're
you
good,
doing,
man.
brother?
Yeah, so being at LSU, we used to go out to the swamp, and we used to get frogs out of it, take them back. One time we had like probably 50 frogs. It had a big crawfish boil, fried up the frog legs, and that was good eating right there.
Hey, man.
Hold on. Did you catch them? Did you catch them yourself?
So we go in the swamp with a boat and got basically like a gator tail on it. So the water is not real deep, and you get a light. So if you shine the light and it's red eyes, then that means it's an alligator. If you shine the light and it's yellow eyes, then that means it's a frog. So you
you don't want to mess that up, Jacob.
Hey, yeah, you slip up.
Yeah, you cut the engine off, you roll up to it, put the light on it won't move, and then just grab them out the water.
You couldn't pay me. This is how they do it at LSU, huh? Right there.
That's why.
Hey, there's a lot.
That's why it's
Jacob, there's a lot of weird things that happen down there in the bayou, isn't there?
Yeah, we used to go duck hunting too, eat the duck.
Hey, that ain't so bad, but
Make duck bombers. Y'all probably eating it at a restaurant, one of those 5-star restaurants.
you know what they do? I was telling them that before we came on air. That's a delicatessen in France. They really love their duck liver.
Hey, Jacob. So are they hunting squirrels in Cleveland too?
That's the question.
Nah, I don't know about squirrels. I ain't eating a squirrel.
Hey, man, while we got you, how much fun was last season for the Browns turning that thing around?
Man, it was fun. I can't wait till this year. I can't wait to, try and get more wins than we got last year, go a little bit further in the playoffs, and really I feel like the sky's the limit with the team we got.
What about Myles Garrett shows up? What award show was that at? Where he showed up and
ripped?
Oh yeah, to the draft.
Oh yeah, it was the draft. You're right.
And
he looked like the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
You working out with him?
I need to, huh?
Hey man. Hey, thanks for listening, man. Thanks for checking in.
Most
Glad you're doing well, bro.
Most definitely.
No, for sure.
All right,
Good
there's
luck, bro.
Jacob.
See y'all.
Yep.
All right, appreciate it, man.
Hey, there you go, friend of the show, man.
What if you're wrong?
For those that don't know,
I mean-
Jacob Phillips plays for the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
He's
Yes.
linebacker
Right.
for the Cleveland Browns.
Was LSU?
Yep.
Yeah, draft. I think third round draft
Yeah.
pick, third or fourth.
Pretty
I can't
sure.
remember. Anyway, shine the light on their eyes.
And they
You
don't
kidding
move.
me?
I don't
Oh,
want to be in a
heck no.
situation where that's an option.
I don't either.
What if you're a little fried and you think the red eyes or the yellow
You were
eyes?
gonna bring that up.
No,
Listen,
the yellow. You trying to grab
If you're frogging, you're not sober.
no, you can't be.
You can't be.
You out there in the dark. You got to shine a light.
What's it called when you stick your hand into something to let the catfish or whatever bite onto your hand?
Yeah, being a fool. That's exactly what they call it. Being a fool.
That's another one.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Noodling.
Noodling
That's
so
it.
is.
Noodling.
I saw
Don't
that.
worry. I've got us covered on all these crazy country things here.
Noodling, that's true.
I'm
It
on
so
it.
is. That is
You
the
just
name
stick
of
your
it.
whole arm in there. 3HL powered by you on 104.5 The Zone. There was an Elite 11 camp
Yes,
in Nashville over the week. Don's got info.
The rich get richer.
The next, that's next on 104.5 The Zone.
Interact with us live. 1045 The Zone TV. Now on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope.
Termites are swarming, mosquitoes are buzzing, and ants are biting. Yes, the signs of spring are all around us, and nothing will spoil outdoor fun more quickly than mosquitoes invading your yard. Fortunately, you can trust the experts at Arrow Exterminators to take back your yard and enjoy the great outdoors again. Schedule your free pest inspection and keep your barbecues pest-free this spring and summer. Call 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com. That's 888-462-7769 or arrowexterminators.com.
All right, what's one thing that everybody needs? Wi-Fi that can keep up, right? I mean, it's the only way you can do a lot of things nowadays. That's why Xfinity gives you Wi-Fi speed faster than a gig to power a house full of all your devices. It's the fastest Wi-Fi you can get, and it's only from Xfinity. Can your internet do that? You got to learn about gig Wi-Fi and other fast speed options. Get started with Xfinity Internet. $25 a month for 12 months. With a 1-year agreement. Plus, ask about speed 2 times faster than AT&T. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay. Ends 5/20/21. Restrictions apply. New performance starter internet customers. 50 Mbps only. Equipment, taxes, fees, extra subject to change. After term regular rates apply. Gig speed Wi-Fi requires gigabit internet and compatible X-Fi gateway. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed.
If you're thinking about buying or selling your home, now is the time. Hey, it's Mickey Ryan, and I'm here to tell you you can get a strong cash offer and sell your home stress-free with the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Don't worry about the hassle of constant cleaning and home maintenance. Sell your home with Mark Spain today. Go to markspain.com, fill out a quick form, and receive an all-cash offer on your home today. There's no obligation.
inconsistent. Will goes, they're undefeated. They're
about
undefeated.
it,
They're 1 win and 4 draws.
I can't even. Ugh,
I'm with you.
that's
I'm with you,
terrible.
Babs. I can't even. Listen, I want to get on board, man, and
It
I'm
is
a
a
loyalist.
sport. Nobody wins.
Come on, man. Like, and I understand once or twice, man, but they just gonna keep on doing it over and over.
4 draws. 4.
Man, worry
One
about
win,
me.
4 draws, and no losses.
Yeah, but don't you
Yeah,
as
but
a
it's
fan
4 draws.
at
Those are
some
4
point
losses.
get bored with all the ties?
I mean, you're not bored with the ties. You're more bored with the performance. I mean, it's not like, no, I don't get bored with it because I've grown up watching soccer since I was a kid.
You've grown up.
Like,
watching
I became an
sport
Arsenal
that-
fan in 5th grade.
Why did you
There's
come in
not a
here?
win.
You looked like you were.
I don't know. I just generally enjoy your presence.
Oh, okay.
So
You looked
sorry.
like you had something
So
on your
actually,
mind.
I
How
had
sweet is
just
that?
told.
Oh,
I just,
my light's not on. Is that why you're coming in?
no, it's not.
And
It's
your
'cause
blinds are open,
It's
too.
5 o'clock.
Don, you're 0 for 2.
Sorry.
I had just told Rhett a really good dad joke,
Why don't
and
you
I was
remind me?
I was like mentioning to him, I was like, every time I go on a show here, I should have like a dad joke of the week.
I really think that would be a good idea.
Whenever I
That
go
could be
on,
your thing.
I've never made Rhett laugh as hard as I just did a second ago. Telling a
With
joke
a
my
dad
dad's been
joke?
telling me since I was a little kid.
Okay, we'll tell it.
Rhett's nodding his head yes. He's listening in the Titans radio studio.
All right, here we go.
It's hard to make Rhett laugh.
Hey.
Rhett makes everybody else
Yes,
laugh.
he does. Yes, he does.
All right, here we go. What happened to the Indian that drank too much tea?
He's CP.
He drowned in his teepee.
Oh my god.
Dude. Hey, send the hate mail at Will. What are you, Will _ bowling?
Rhett's like keeled over the Titans radio studio right now.
And you're single.
At Will _ bowling. BOLIG.
Yeah.
Hey, oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Foul on the play, Don Davenport.
Couple squirrels out there.
Do you understand, like in this
Lord.
environment that we live in, where everybody gets just torn up about everything, that you probably just tore up a lot of people that are really mad at you now?
What? No. That's not. Why would anyone be mad about that?
I don't know. People like
It's a
to get
great
mad with.
joke.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I didn't even think about that.
Oh Lord.
It could be offensive.
I wish
I mean,
there was a
the
camera in front of
Washington
me so people
Redskins
could
are now
see
the Washington
the
football
look on
team.
my
True.
face.
That's right.
This is
The
true.
Washington football team, WFT.
Mm-hmm.
He drowned in his football
WTF.
team.
Well
That
done,
was
Will.
funnier, actually.
Okay, shut up. Let me be great. I told this to Buck all the time. I said, let me be great.
Hey, while you're in here, Preds play tonight at 7, and
Yes.
the Zone Peeps,
Yes.
led by you,
The Zone A to Z collaboration.
yes, has some additional programming
We do.
wrapped around this little event.
Tonight at 6:40 on 104.5 The Zone TV and the A to Z Sports social platforms. Myself and Alex Doherty will take you straight up to face off for Game 1 of Predators and Hurricanes, and then straight after the game. This is how we're going to market this. Your first opportunity as a city to react to whatever the Predators do tonight is going to be with 104.5 The Zone and A to Z Sports. As the final horn sounds, Lucas Panzica and Alex Doherty will be live on, and this is everyone write this down. Pull over, pull out a pen and a paper. Brent did this before the show. He wrote this down when I
I
said
had
it.
to. There's a lot of information.
It is on the Zone Twitter and Twitch and the A to Z Sports Facebook and YouTube pages.
Y'all split it.
Yes, we do.
Look at that.
Collaboration.
People working together.
Hand in hand.
Ramon
like
just texted me. It's probably about my joke. He said, "Shame on you, Will."
Yeah, I knew my boy would like that.
I really thought this would get a better reaction. I'm gonna have a different dad joke every time I come on the air.
I'm willing to bet I know
All right,
the
I
answer
need you
to
to up
this.
your game.
I'm willing to bet that we all know the answer to this.
Tell
Have you-
Ronnie he's got to up his game.
Have you ever, Will Bowling, had, I almost said cat.
Be nice.
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
I've never had squirrel. No.
Shocker.
I've had gator. I've had rabbit.
Frog
Rabbit,
legs?
actually, no free shout outs, but Black Rabbit downtown has
They have
rabbit
rabbit?
rolls that are so good.
Like it's real rabbit.
Yeah. It's a mix of a couple different things. Like there's some pork and ham in there, I think, too.
Don's not a fan.
I'm rolling with Babs on that one.
So have you had like a ham and roll? Like the little like Hawaiian rolls with like the really thin ham.
Yeah, people have grandmothers.
Yeah, so that's what it is.
Right. The sliders,
That's
the
like
ham roll
a
sliders.
specialty
Here
in
you
the
go,
bowling
baby.
household as well.
Take this.
That is V-Love just tweeted me and said, I disavow Will Bowling until his next joke is better.
Hey, I totally understand.
Here's a better
it.
joke. My personal life. And with that,
Cousin, thank you.
gone.
Appreciate you contributing to
Thank you,
the
William.
success of this radio broadcast.
Of course. Hey,
Cousin
you wouldn't be able to
Justin.
see all of you until I didn't exist.
That's
so
true.
I haven't totally
Well,
failed in life.
You do realize I hate it. 'Cause
I know.
now I have to be dressed and makeup on every single day.
I mean, me too. So
You put makeup on, Will?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
Not since musical theater in high school.
Hey.
Cousin Justin, back in the early 90s, there was a Chinese restaurant in Rivergate that would serve local or imported cat.
Oh,
Yeah, I
dear.
don't like that.
Let's see, they, yeah, nah.
Justin, another Justin, frog gigging can be done sober. Why?
Yeah, what's the
squirrel
because
thing?
it's dangerous if you don't do it sober,
Hopeful
apparently.
On Twitter, she says, I loved the dad joke.
Hey.
Aw, there you go,
See, this
Will.
is
You're
this is why it is
good.
insulting for Don to
Here we
immediately
go.
look at me and say, "And he's single." Like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no.
It's a
I'm
matchup.
young.
Playing
I'm doing just
matchmaker now.
fine.
Matchmaker.
You're single.
And you're single.
See, like it's a bad thing. We're fine.
No.
Life is great. I'm
It's just not surprising.
through gritted
Will.
teeth. Hey, that's right.
I will say frog legs aren't bad, though.
Frog leg.
All right. 5 o'clock hour. Coming up next.
We'll talk about
We'll-
sports.
We'll hit Elite 11. Stick around.
J-Mart and Ramon. That's really all we need to say.
That's okay, too.
Jay Mart and Ramon. Tomorrow morning from 6 to 10.
104.5 The Zone.
Anyone hear all the... They're having the GIF argument again. Anyone hear all the mortgage commercials and wonder how it seems that every mortgage company seems to be giving away loans for free? Mike Hoover, Joe Stanford, their team at Accurate Mortgage are here to tell you that nothing is free in life. And while interest rates are great and options abound, there is no such thing as no cost or free. What the other companies don't tell you is that while they may waive your fees, they increase your interest rate to cover that cost. In some cases, this may be the best option, but in many, it's not. Trust Mike and Joe at Accurate Mortgage to help evaluate all options available to you, and they will help you make an informed decision. They will do that for you. Call them today. Their mortgage review team from the loan advisors at Accurate Mortgage. You could drop your rate, possibly save hundreds on monthly payments, and if you close in May, your next payment will not be until July. So don't wait. Contact Accurate Mortgage today, 615-833-0456. That's 615-833-0456. Or visit AccurateMTG.com. Accurate Mortgage Group, a division of Acopia LLC, is an equal housing lender. NMLS number 4664.
This is Tiki Barber with a CBS Sports Minute.
over there in Carolina tonight.
Yes.
Just get one.
I'm angry. I'm kind of upset. I was looking at the picks, and 6 out of 16 people, nobody gave the Preds a chance.
I like that. Do you like that?
0 for 16?
Yeah.
Not even like a
None
in
of
7?
them. Nope.
Or 6?
All of them was in 6 or in 5. Most of them was in 5.
I thought you were talking about tonight's game. You're talking about the series.
Yeah, I'm talking about the series.
You can go back to the Preds Blackhawks series, same thing. Every single person picked the Blackhawks.
Like this
What year?
This is amazing.
When the Preds went to the Stanley Cup.
Okay, yeah.
They swept the Blackhawks in the opening series.
Yeah, but
Win tonight. Can you
I
imagine?
still feel like that was a different team, though. Maybe it's because I was
So you don't think they're hot right now, Babs?
Someone's down on the Preds.
I am not down
She
on the
is
Preds.
down
That
on the
is
Preds right
not
now.
true.
I'm kind of feeling
That is
that.
not
I don't like that in you, Babs.
Here's the deal,
I like
though.
when you up.
This is the energy. You're wearing a smash. We smashing Nasher.
Exactly.
I know. Hey, I want the Preds to win really bad. I'm all for that. If this
Your hair's even Preds color.
what, yellow and navy?
I threw you there.
Now
Sorry.
I just lost my train of thought.
Good job, Brent.
You hate the
Listen.
Preds.
Oh my gosh, I hate all of y'all. I'm just kidding. Hate's a strong word. So, if the Preds don't come out and start fast, and if the Preds don't punch them in the mouth,
Yep.
and are not the more physical team right off the bat, they don't have a chance. That's what I think. So that's my concern. So that's why I'm not down on the Preds. I'm just saying.
So this is my thing. I woke up this morning looking at this and was like, you know what? If I'm hyped right now because of Friday for the game, I can only imagine with a guy like Joey who called in for us and gave us the feeling that they had about it. I kind of liked it, man.
I went back and listened to that too. And when he got going was, and you can catch it on the podcast section of the website or wherever you get your podcast, but Ryan Johansson joined the show last week. Where he got going, Ron, was when he started talking about the struggles they had at the beginning of the season. And that everybody was just killing them.
Yeah.
And they fought back.
Yep.
And he said, I don't think we get the credit that we deserve for pulling ourselves out of that.
Yep.
And I think that's true. Now, there's work to be done.
Without question.
But so when you see a bunch of people pick against you, it fires you up.
Dude, I'm looking at it on ESPN. I mean everyone. And I looked at all of the other games. Nobody was 0-16.
Crazy.
Nobody. In all the series that are going to be played,
Yeah.
no one else was 0-16 but the Predators.
That's pretty interesting.
And I'm not with the little vibing thing. I think they are a team that's playing motivated.
I mean, they are vibing.
And think about how different this would have been
rolling.
a week ago before they played Carolina and got those back-to-back wins.
Yeah, and let Carolina smack them. You know what I mean? Or let it even be close. Those games wasn't close. I think that's
Yeah, but
momentum
they didn't
building.
matter.
Yeah, they didn't matter at all to them, to Carolina.
Correct.
It mattered to the Preds. So you could easily go into a game and forget how to click that switch too, and you look up and it's 2-2.
They bashed
in
our
the
barbecue.
series.
They bashed the barbecue.
That's the first problem I had.
That they did. Their
And then
22-year-old running their social media bashed our barbecue.
Kevin called in, who had worked the locker rooms, and said, yeah, man, I walked by the Carolina locker room, and their assistant coach and goaltender were just down in the captain.
That's what I'm saying.
Called him a prima donna.
Man, you think this man don't know nothing about this? Come on, Yossi.
Oh, he knows.
Come on now. Come on now. Like,
Now,
you don't
the-
give up. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
The 0 out of
Yeah.
16 experts picking this team,
Yeah.
I mean, that just plays right
Come on
into
now.
what Joey talked to us about.
I'm not
Like,
saying this team
nobody
is going to win the Stanley Cup.
Before the season thought that they'd do anything. And then once they struggled early, everyone's like, God, this team's terrible.
Hey, man.
Clearly, they heard it all.
Listen, go out there and win tonight.
Yeah. Oh, tough.
Then what happens?
Yeah. Watch them tables flip. Man, it's different when you're playing with house money. Nobody's expecting them to win.
Hockey series are so weird, though, because
They're
we've seen
so
the
weird.
Preds
Yeah.
win 2 on the road and then lose 2 at home.
Absolutely.
And then end up 2.
It happened that year. It happened the Stanley Cup year.
Yeah, I think. Was it Anaheim that year?
I think so.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Babs did point this out last night because he's like, well, thank goodness it's Carolina and we're not having to stay up till like 2 o'clock in the morning to watch the games when they're
Amen.
when they're at Anaheim, right?
No, I kind of like that.
I like this
we
regional
up anyway.
bit of it. Like, we don't have to worry about that because
Slay's right. We
with
have the same
COVID,
sleep
it's
schedule.
all-
Like,
I
I'm
know,
up
y'all are
anyway.
crazy.
Everybody in my house asleep.
Yeah.
I can sit there with a drink
Yeah, I love it.
by myself.
your
and-
girl's asleep by like 8 o'clock nowadays. So I love that.
I just
we don't
DVR
have
watch
to
it in the morning.
Yeah. I love that we don't have to worry about any of these West Coast opponents.
Hit us on Twitter at @3HL1045. Mayor of Jolton sent a message to Darren Bates, said, they talking about you on the radio. Darren Bates said, aw, S-bomb, LOL. That's like his
About
word,
right.
isn't it?
He liked the word.
about right.
This is go-to.
I've got to teach Batesy that we use the word Shiano as a substitution for that.
Darren Bates then said, I bet it was at Buck Reising.
It was not.
John said, actually, at Don Davenport TN, she had your back. Mayor of Jolton, yeah, nothing negative. 3HL keeps it pretty positive.
I'm not sure that I would say I had his back. Did I have his back?
I had his back in potential, like, brawls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he
I'm
is a
rolling with
fellow
Batesy.
Auburn Tiger, by the
Yeah.
way. Ron Slay, you want to talk about loyalty? We got it.
There we go.
That's what we do on the plains.
I like that. Hey, I'm all for that. Loyal to a fault.
Hopeful on Twitter. I think Don's role on 3HL is to be the negative person of the trio, the devil's advocate. No, Don, somebody tweeted us last week and had
I can't be negative, Don. I got to switch this.
Somebody tweeted us a pretty good thing last week when they said that you are the yellow light to me and Slay.
Yeah, that's spot on.
So sometimes we
That's a
go
good way to
through
put
it, and sometimes we stop.
Right. Most of the time, you just plow right on through. Most of the time.
This is true. Titans rookie minicamp over the weekend. Not a lot going on. You mentioned Bolden not being out there.
Yep.
What was newsworthy, but I mean, if anybody's got anything, they ain't gonna take a chance.
No.
I mean, there's no point in it.
Why
Basically,
would you?
they're just making sure you did your homework. So you go through the drills and make sure you've been in the playbook. And ultimately, it's a good thing because like Ramon was telling this story on the J. Martin Ramon show this morning. He said, look, when I got into the league, we didn't have a rookie minicamp. Everybody started at the same time. That is a big adjustment.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my goodness, because these guys know what they're doing.
Right.
They're pros.
Right.
And you're wide eyed and all this stuff. So I think it's a good thing. And we've talked about that before. But now they'll still be the wide eyed effect when everybody gets in there. But at least they've been
the
in there.
Small stuff, yeah.
Yeah, they know where the meeting rooms are.
Yeah,
and all that.
that's-
They know where the
that's
bathroom
huge.
is. Know where to
huge.
get the food.
Hey, I don't know if you guys saw. I think back to that conversation I had with Derrick Henry a couple years ago, and him just talking about how his transition into the league was nothing because he was like it was exactly how we did things in Alabama, So he was like, I was completely prepared walking into a pro locker room and knowing what was expected of me and how I had to do things, and I just remember him saying that because he was like, that's how we did it at Alabama. Did you all see Najee Harris?
Yes.
He saw that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he said, he said, what did he say? He said, oh, I had hella more free time, or I have hella more free time in the NFL than I did in Alabama. I'm like, dude, it's still early. Like,
Yeah. Slow
you
your
don't
roll, bro.
know
Yeah.
that yet. Yeah. I mean, they have gotten rid of what, 2-a-days or hitting on 2-a-days and all that. But
That is true.
come camp now.
It'd be a little different.
Be a little different. You're at rookie mini camp. It's not like you're in the middle of preseason here.
I love when you get to see
But I
these
thought
guys'
that was funny.
personality, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I never.
Oh, he's got it.
Yes, he does, and I love that. I like that out of him. Never see that.
But in Alabama, you rarely see anything.
Just what you need, a little more personality there with the Steelers.
Yeah, 615-737-1045. Our Twitter feed is ridiculous. All kinds of things going on. Pred stuff, Titan stuff, weird foods that people like. We got into the story. Ben Cleveland, former Georgia Bulldog, who is now in Baltimore, said he eats squirrel. When asked about his diet during the offseason, he said, when we run out of deer meat, we go to squirrel.
It's crazy.
So a lot of people sending us messages about that. Josh says another good one, cow liver.
No.
Cow tongue.
No.
Nope.
Lucas Panzica said he ate cow tongue.
Listen, man. Italians are a little different when it comes to eating. I'm telling you, the tartare is a raw piece of hamburger meat with a a raw egg just cracked over the top of it.
Do you have some of that?
No, sir.
You asked Lucas about that, didn't
Yep. Tartar.
you?
Yeah,
Lucas
it's
said his
terrible.
dad was from Sicily, so
Yeah, it is terrible. And they eat it all the time. Like, they fought over my plate. No, let me get it. Let me get it. Dude, it's just hamburger meat. Uncooked hamburger meat in a little round ball with an egg cracked on top of it.
Let's go to George in Franklin next up on 3HL. George, what's up?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, Babs, why do you hate the Preds so much?
Oh, my gosh.
Here we go.
George, I don't hate the Preds.
You do. I mean, anyway, hey, Babs, and hey, Brent, and hey, a good friend, Slay, my Pezzo di Stronzo.
Oh, I like alone.
So, after I left Italy, I spent about 30 years going to China, and I want to talk about some food I ate there. And let's see what you guys think. Sea cucumbers, which were basically slugs coming out of the ocean. It was considered a delicacy.
I'm out.
No carbs, though.
There's that.
0.
Carb-free.
Duck lips. They bring in the entire plate of duck lips to the table. Good fiber there.
Good fiber.
Swimming fish. So they bring these little minnows, and they had been stunned, but they were still alive. So you picked them up with your chopsticks and had them that way. The yak. They could do so much work with the yak. You could have a yak chop. You could have a yak.
All right, George. Hey, man.
Ciao, bello.
George.
Our producer's just going to knock us over the head, and we're going to become.
And I might vomit.
Yeah.
The minnows are stunned. They're still alive.
I did try the octopus salad.
Nope.
I heard
I'm
him say
out.
that.
Buck Reising next. We'll get his take on rookie minicamp on 104.5.
Your Nashville Predators are in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And Nashville's first chance to react after every game with Will Bowling on 104.5 The Zone TV. This is your home for the best Predators playoff coverage. 104.5 The Zone.
All right, let's talk about some loan rates. They are incredible right now. Back down again. All the more reason to call Loan Pronto now. I need to hop on this, actually. Get your new home loan. Lock in the rate of your lifetime. Call now and take advantage of Loan Pronto's special zero-cost refi program. Snag a super low rate with no junk fees and no closing costs. And listen, they don't just roll those closing costs into your loan. They actually cover them for you. Who else does this? Even if you refinanced last month, maybe you refinanced last year. Do it again. Loan Pronto's all-digital process is fast and easy. That's the premise of it. Most loans get closed in about 14 days, and most of them don't even require an appraisal. Also, ask about how easy it is to get cash out of your home's equity now. You can refinance now and get $30,000, $50,000, even $80,000 or more out of your equity because home values are way, way up. So use that to your advantage. Don't just let that equity sit there. It's your money. Call Loan Pronto now. Start the process before rates spike again. 615-499-5780. You can visit them at loanpronto.com. That's 615-499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval. Not all loans eligible for zero cost.
Mike Keith here. You know Nashville's at a huge seller's market right now. A lot of people could sell their homes and make a fortune, but they're afraid to because they think they won't find a place to buy. It's a huge missed opportunity, but my good friend Gary Ashton has the solution. Don't sell without the intel.
joins us now. Buck, what's up? How are you, man?
The Buck.
I am lovely. How is everybody on a Monday?
I got a question for
Where
you.
are you? Are you in the bathroom or something? What is that echo?
In the YMCA shower. Where are you?
What do you mean? I'm on my AirPod. Is there an echo?
Yeah.
It is echo.
Sounds like you're in the Batcave. You're
Okay.
about to do
I heard that
superhero
on
thing.
the Titans Zoom this weekend too. I'm like, what is that? What's that echo from Buck?
Okay.
Look at you.
Maybe my AirPods are screwing up. Everybody hang tight. This is very, very easily fixed.
It's not terrible. You can leave
Yeah, it's
it.
pretty
Yeah,
terrible.
we get.
It is.
Yeah.
It
No,
sounds
it's
like
too
he's in
late.
the bathroom. doesn't
I've
it?
already corrected the problem.
Oh,
Everybody
that's
relax.
much better. You walked out of the bathroom. Thank you.
Have you ever
I mean,
hoped,
listen,
Press mute and flush.
Buck, have you ever hoped to get a job, didn't get the job, and then somebody texted you and said you had the job, and then you showed up to the job and they said you didn't have the job?
No, I did not. I have not been professionally catfished yet. Well, actually, I don't know, because when J. Martin Ramon were hiring, people kept adding me on Twitter about me being the person who was going to get the job, and everybody but me and my agent knew whether I was going to get the job. But it turns out it worked out okay.
I just thought that, like, literally the first thing when I woke up this morning and I clicked on Twitter and I saw your tweet about that Austin P player who's from Nashville that thought he was talking to Dean Pease about an opportunity to go try out for the Falcons, and he shows up in Atlanta and he's not on their list. Just awful story.
It might be the most cruel thing that I've seen to this kind of stuff. I've never seen anything quite this. It's subhuman what happened to his name is Wontarius. His first name is. I have to look up the article to make sure that I'm buttoned up on all of the details. But yeah, basically, if you are not aware of the story that Brent's talking about, ESPN had a write-up this morning, or I believe yesterday afternoon, about he's a defensive back, Wontarius Bryant. Got a text from a Georgia area code. The guy who was texting Wontarius was pretending to be now Falcons defensive coordinator Dean Pease, and basically said, yeah, come down for this weekend's rookie minicamp. And he did. He drove down from Tennessee to Georgia to Flowery Branch, Georgia, so a little further outside of Atlanta. Sounds like he was very, very excited to get his NFL opportunity, and then he showed up at the door. And whether they would have let him try out or not under normal circumstances, COVID, you had a cap on the number of undrafted and tryout players that you could have. So maybe under a different circumstance, they could have just thrown the kid a bone and let him work out for the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really, really sad to read about, and I hate that for him. I know he put out a statement on his Twitter account about just kind of being the last 48 hours being very, very difficult to process and get through, but sounds like he's on the other side of it. So, yeah, that's the biggest story out of rookie minicamp this weekend is somebody who didn't practice or didn't even get a workout, but got catfished.
Well, maybe that he will get a workout because of this eventually.
Well,
right?
He got invited to the HUB football camp, and this is a legit player. Like, you look at his background, and Blaine was talking about him on Blaine and Mickey today. Blaine worked him out in advance of team workouts and things like that, and so Blaine asked the group for their story basically before they started working out, and he said that he was trying to get an opportunity with Austin P, and he was actually living out of his car. So he was going from that to this story. And it's ridiculous, but now he's been invited to this regional camp, and they're paying for his expenses to get there. So maybe there is some light at the end of this tunnel, and maybe this will turn out to be a great story. But, yeah, that's the first thing I saw this morning was you throwing that out there.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to wake up to at 5:30 in the morning. But that's the first thing that I saw, and I didn't hear that on Blaine and Mickey today. I was running around downtown. Doing some stuff for A to Z, but that's an incredible backstory to all of this. So I hope that it works out for the best for him, certainly.
Before we jump into the actual Titans rookie mini camp, got to throw this one out here for you. Field Yates tweeting that the Chiefs have released wide receiver Tajay Sharp. There are.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I know, but you know that there are some Titans fans that look at this receiving room and say, okay, like we're pretty thin at wide receiver. I mean, why don't we go down that direction? Tajay Sharp, he's better than anybody we have on our roster right now. So I'll let you go ahead and respond to that.
So, I mean, to bring him into camp would be fine, but I don't think there's any harm in that at all. But I mean, you look at some of the guys who made the Chiefs roster, you know, in the early goings. Like we're not even two mandatory minicamp. We're not even two OTAs. This is very
early
preliminary roster cuts. So if he was not good enough to make that Chiefs roster, maybe you take a flyer on him because it doesn't hurt you, and you've got that kind of money to spend on dudes to basically be camp bodies. But like for what Tajay is, they don't need what Tajay Sharp is, which is a big striding possession receiver. I mean, if you can get him to play tight end, maybe he helps you more substantially. But this is Tajay Sharp was a very, very good player for a fifth-round pick at a UMass, and they got a substantial amount of mileage out of him during his time here in Tennessee. And then things kind of went up in smoke in Minnesota last year. He wasn't even active for the majority of the games, and was not active here when when the Titans traveled to Minnesota in week 3 last year. I think it's a familiar name at a position that you need, and I understand why fans would gravitate towards it. But what you are looking for, I think, in a wide receiver right now is not Tajay. Tajay is your 5th or 6th option at best, and if you're just churning bottom of the roster guys, great. But I think you're good on that.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I should have thought to localize that little story, but I didn't think. Like I'm so far removed from Tajay Sharp that I didn't even think about it.
I know, but it's as a Titans fan, when you look at no more Corey Davis and lack of depth, like
I mean, they
Titans
need to
fans
address
think
it
that
for
way.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, and Kalijah Lipscomb in doing it for you. I mean, that's basically the same kind of level of player we're talking about with Tajay Sharp right now.
I love Kalijah. Obviously, you know, I worked a ton of Vandy games over the last couple of years. I am a big Kalijah Lipscomb fan, so I'm all in on that guy. But I heard reports this weekend from those of you that were actually allowed into practice at rookie minicamp that there were quite a few drops from him. Is that accurate?
It was not a good performance, and then he got hurt, so he didn't finish the day that we were out there, or at least he went back into the facility at some point. It looked like he came up a little bit lame. And
now he's signed.
Yeah, now he's signed. So what does that tell you?
Worked out for him.
We don't know what we're looking at anyway.
Well, you know, I mean, listen, they are evaluating wide receiver probably more than any position on the roster right now, including tight end, which may sound ridiculous because I still don't think they have a starter at that position with the dudes that they have. But they are going to go through the pre-camp, pre-training camp phases of this offseason, looking at the wide receivers that are available, churning basically the bottom of the roster with guys like Kalijah Lipscomb. Like, I don't think that this is necessarily something that's viewed as set in stone at this point. I think it's going to be a several weeks, maybe even a couple of months process and well into training camp. As you see more guys end up out on the open market, like a Tajay Sharp, but maybe a little better than a Tajay Sharp, you can continue to evaluate your roster throughout this entire process. What they have listed on the team's website right now is not what's going to end up being on the 53-man team come roster cutdown day. Like, it's simply not. I think it's super premature in the evaluation, and that's what we have to talk about, so we're going to talk about it any way we can. But I wouldn't get too bent out of shape about it right now on, what is it, May 16th, May 17th at this point.
Buck, is that why it's no room for concern about these guys missing the rookie minicamp as far as guys like Farley or Moulton being haggard by injury and coming out late, going back in? Should we be concerned about this? It's nothing to be concerned with.
Okay, sure. I mean, you may be concerned about it if you want. There's nothing else to bother anybody right now, so why not? Farley is going to remain a question mark until there is some progress, and that progress we did not see this weekend because he wasn't dressed. We talked to him. He said he's rehabbing. That's all going to plan, as if they would tell us anything otherwise. Shout out to Dory Jackson. But the back is going to be question number one about Caleb Farley until we see at such time that the back is not a problem. Now, the Elijah Molden thing is new, right? Because we didn't know anything about injuries until we got out there on Saturday and we were looking around. It was like, oh, there's no Elijah Molden. So their first-round pick, which I'm totally cool with them kind of risking or taking a little bit of a risk with a hugely talented player that may be dealing with some stuff right now. If you're going to gamble in the draft, I would do it in the first round when you can go best player available, and there is much, much higher upside. What complicates this is Molden's kind of like a break glass in case of Caleb Farley emergency. And I don't think the injury is anything severe. I don't know what it is right now, and we got about as much as Mike Vrabel's ever going to give you on injuries out of Mike on Saturday, where he said if there was an injury report, which he was very quick to remind us that there's not right now, he would be considered limited under those circumstances. So there is something there, but and whatever it is was substantial enough to keep him out of all but the last 10 minutes of the nearly 2 hours that we were out there with them on Saturday. And he did like a handful of reps in 7-on-7, and they pulled him out. And then we're just walking him through it instructionally from behind the defense with Anthony Midget, the defensive backs coach. So, I mean, you're worried about that because you can go without your top option because you've prepared for that with Molden. But if Molden goes down, then you're back to square one with Kevin Johnson starting in the slot, and that's not ideal for anybody.
So what was your takeaway from the rookie camp?
Oh, that I think people are just wildly underestimating Des Fitzpatrick. Like, I really think he's going to be a fine player. Like, sure, he's raw. He needs some work. And I was watching practice with Mickey Ryan and Coach Mack over there, and Mack was kind of walking me through some of the mechanical mistakes that he made initially and how he was correcting them through the course of the reps. And between special teams, which he'll play, and finding an opportunity on the offense that's probably going to be there for him, like I think he can do some stuff. Somebody on the primetime show last night made a comparison between Des Fitzpatrick and Brandon Lloyd, and I really, really liked that because there's nothing super flashy about them initially, but they're most certainly professional wide receivers. And I think Des you just got to give him a little time and not get bent out of shape because you knew he was drafted on the third day.
Well, good stuff, man. Love having you on every week. Love listening to the show 10 to 1, and your visits presented by Buddy Allen Carpet One.
Indeed, they are, and they were kind enough to host us on Friday for that spectacular golf tournament that they put on for Tunnel 2 Towers. But Buddy Allen Carpet One is the place that you need to go for all of your home and flooring needs. They can do it all, and currently they are preparing you for your pets, the damage that they may bring to your home, like mine do on a regular basis. It is something that they specialize in, and it is something that they will be certain to take care of you when you go out and visit them at Buddy Allen Carpet One.
Thank you, Buck. BuddyAllenCarpet1.com. And, yeah, Zach was rolling around with a kilt, and there's talk that you may sport a kilt at some event coming up. I don't know. Is that true?
Well, they don't. I mean, his kilt was kind of long. Like, this thing was down to his shins. I wear 5-inch shorts. So if they got like I'd be looking a little bit like something out of a, never mind. I'm not going to go there. But I don't think they make kilts short enough for me and for anybody else for that matter.
Like a squirrel, we'll be able to tell how old you are. I know you don't get that joke, but some do. Thank you, man.
Squirrel.
Appreciate it.
I'm going to leave now. Enjoy your Monday.
There's Buck Reising. At Buck Reising on Twitter. Catch him on the A to Z Sports stuff as well as his show here, the Buck Reising Show, 10 to 1, weekdays on 104.5 The Zone. Let's get into that story. Well, catfish problem with a local player. Just ridiculous when we come back. Also, a popular broadcaster calling it quits. That next on 104.5 The Zone.
Buck Reising is the local Titans know-it-all guy. The Buck Reising Show. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
Sports betting is legal in Tennessee. I know a lot of y'all are on that. Make sure that you try the local sports book as well. Action247.com is the website. Go ahead and check them out and get signed up. They've got props for you all over the place. They've got boosts for you. If you haven't visited the specials section of the sports book, do it. They offer boosts every day, especially for local teams. Better odds means winning more money. And who doesn't like that? Hear a lot about that as we do the show here on 3HL. So you can check out what they've got going on. Action247.com. Download the apps. They're up and running on Apple and Android. If you haven't jumped in, now is the time. We've got hockey playoff action going on. Get involved. It's great sports entertainment, supplemental pleasure. And these are the guys that I use. Would love for you to use them as well. And when you have a winning card, let me know. Shoot me a tweet at Brent Doherty. Must be 21 years or older and present in Tennessee to bet. For gambling problem support, call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
Empty seats can't cheer. They don't tailgate, and they don't know.
tickets like all week.
I want to go to
Basically
every
on
show.
all of our shows. So do I.
You want in.
Yeah.
Yes, you want in. So why don't we give away some tickets right now? Right now here on 3HL. How about Zach Brown Band?
All right.
Yeah?
There you
all
go.
in.
We
Okay.
want some of that.
So starting today through Friday, we will give away a pair of tickets to Zach Brown Band's The Comeback Tour. I'm not sure the date of the actual event, but caller number 5 right now, 615-737-1045. Call our guy Joe Hunk, and there you go. Call him. We will call you when the tickets arrive at the studio, but caller number 5 for Zach Brown Band, The Comeback Tour. I'm in.
Zach Brown's studio.
Can I get some tickets?
You always
You're
call
cut
trying
off.
to get
You're
Let
cut
me
off.
through.
your catfishing hunk in there.
They're giving me the wrong number.
So Zach Brown's studio right around the traffic circle from us.
I like it.
By the way, Pilgrimage Festival coming up this year in September. Dave Matthews Band
Dave, yes.
You told me about that. Brent.
highlighting.
I think our girl Maren Morris is playing too, isn't she?
She is.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good lineup.
It is. So yes, live music is a good thing, and especially in the music.
Totally
scene.
random. Have to say congrats to Ryan Hurd too. Our guy Ryan Hurd on his Opry debut.
He
Hey,
did.
salute.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
And it was packed because the mask mandate was lifted. You've got vaccinated people. And so, like, coming out of a global pandemic where they haven't been able to travel or do music or do anything
That's
for like a
exciting.
year, and he makes his Opry debut and he gets a crowd.
That's exciting right
Like,
there.
that's so cool.
Can you imagine?
Sold out.
Like I talked to David Nail, friend of show, about like the first time that they did the Ryman.
Yeah.
And you know the Mother Church and all
Oh,
all that.
yeah.
And
Special.
he said it's funny because he goes, him and the band do a shot before they go on stage every time.
Yeah.
He goes, we did 2 that night.
Ah, that's real.
He's like, I needed to calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
I can see
I
that.
know that anxiety was real.
No question. So what about this story, man? Everybody's been talking about with John Terrius Bryant, former Austin Peay governor, who is from Nashville, gets a text message from a 404 number. Guy says he's Dean Pease, invites him down to a tryout with the Falcons. He goes down there, not on the list. They don't let him in.
That's tough, man.
And he handled it in an amazing way. He's like, I don't understand. I don't know or understand why this has happened, but I do know that everything happens for a reason. Yes, this was heartbreaking for me, but just another stepping stone that I'm not afraid to admit or overcome. At the end of the day, this will not make or break me. I will still continue to fight for my dreams because I know it's what I really want. He said,
Good for him.
he said, I honestly would not like the person who pulled this stunt on me to be publicly humiliated. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
You know what? That was very, very high road of him.
Yeah.
You
No
know what I
question,
mean? But
right?
Yeah, that can go either way. And I will say for the people that's thinking like, man, how could you go for that? How could that happen to you? Dude, that can happen to anyone, especially if you know this guy's story. Like he was a walk-on, you know, ended up making the team, ended up being a captain of the team, 2-time all-conference with the team. So it's when you're trying to live out that dream, any little inkling of hope that you get, you hold on to. So if somebody's texting them and they saying they Dan Pease, man, you didn't expect to make it this far. So shoot, yeah, I'm listening to whatever they got to say, and I'll be there. Yeah, hey man, I know I ain't make the team, man. Listen, you got an opportunity to get here. I'm getting on the road and I'm getting there. So you can easily have.
The one weird thing about the story is like he's got that number in his phone. So I wonder
Right.
if he called the number and is that person just not answering or
Couldn't answer. But I think now they got it made up where you can make what is it, Google numbers and stuff.
Numbers
It's all
out of
kind of
anything?
stuff. Yeah, it's all kind of stuff you can do. So easily can happen, man. It happened to me one time. It was a joke.
I
though.
was gonna ask, like, have you ever had, because you were fighting and clawing for that opportunity? Have you ever had anything like it?
No, it never happened as a pro, but as a joke, when I was about 15, I did get a
15-year-olds.
Yeah, a call
Yeah.
about ABCD camp.
Oh yeah.
Which was a huge camp. And it's invite only. Adidas throws every year, and it was in New Jersey. And they, I ain't gonna tell who did it, man, but They called me down, and I was sitting there on the phone, and the dude that they had doing it, man, was so thorough. He was asking me, man, what kind of shoes, what size shoe you wear? And this is where I should have latched on and understood what was going on. He said, man, well, we can get you some Jordans or anything. What size Jordan you want? And that didn't register to me then because I'm just thinking, it's Nike. I'm just automatically thinking, ABCD count. Man, they giving shoes away, man. He was telling me when to be there and everything. And when I get off, they let it go for about 3 or 4 hours. They were like, man, dude, you didn't realize he said Jordans? Like, I was like,
So were you laughing or were you mad?
No, I was hurt.
Hurt.
Yeah, I was hurt. I wasn't even laughing or nothing. I was just like, dang, man, because ABCD, you get invited to that, you on the radar. And that's all I was thinking. So, but it was funny after the fact. But right then I was hurt. So it can happen. That's why I say.
Yeah, and in this situation, I mean, they let it go purposely to the point where he showed up at the facility.
They let him go to the front door.
You know how expensive gas is right now.
Oh, yeah.
Where he drove all the way from Nashville to Atlanta to Flowery Branch and showed up at the facility. Like,
and
that just makes you a crappy
We
human
did
being.
say earlier that, man, Buck said maybe Atlanta should have threw him a bone and let him work out. But at that time, man,
they couldn't.
No, they couldn't. You got to imagine how many people showing up at the door with some kind of story.
You have a max of 5.
Yeah.
And that you can
that's tough.
invite because
tough.
of COVID. So there's also the reason there. I hope it works out for him. As we said, he got invited to a regional camp, the HUB camp, and they're taking care of all of his expenses.
Yeah, we sending a shout out to you. We supporting you, my man. Hey, if you get in touch with us, man, holler at me. I DM'd him. Hopefully, he gets back in touch. We'd love to hear your story, how you bounce back from it too, brother. So keep pushing, man.
Clark, loving the show. Brent is the ultimate professional. How can anyone not love Don? Ron adds so much to the show. Thank you, Clark.
I appreciate that, my
Zone
guy.
TV Facebook feed. Marv Albert calling it quits after the Eastern Conference Finals. Yes.
You are kind of a Marv hater.
I'm a Marv hater in one sense. Like, one thing irritates me about him.
What?
He always, like, when somebody shoots a 3, Slay from way downtown. Yes. You're not shooting from downtown. You're shooting from the suburbs. You're going from the outside in.
Yeah, downtown should be inside.
Downtown's the rim.
That's true. That's a good way to look at it, Brent. Yeah, well,
Think
Marv.
I'm right or am I way off? Or am I just looking too
You're
far
thinking
into
too much into it.
Wait, why do you think that much? We don't think that much in sports. Come on.
Back in the 70s and 80s when Detroit was playing in Auburn Hills, then maybe downtown is a little bit further away. So maybe that was
from
the case.
Other side of downtown?
Yeah. So maybe that was a different case when it's from Detroit to Auburn Hills.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Can you imagine if he went through that bite my ass controversy?
Hey, now? Oh, he wouldn't. He wouldn't be retiring. That's for sure.
He'd
been counseled.
straight be gone,
Yeah.
fired,
Oh
done.
my goodness.
I mean, nobody remembers that.
That's amazing, ain't it? What did he go off the air for about 1 or 2? Hey,
For
man,
some
this
reason, we have
Western.
this weird movie.
This
in
is
the
a
studio.
mixture though. It's a safari a Western.
I thought it was Indiana
Jungle.
Jones for a second.
It's called To Walk with Lions. And at one point, I motioned to Slay to look up, and a lion was like eating a guy's head. By the way, speaking of lions, they caught the tiger in Houston.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I was worried.
Finally.
His mom was upset that she was having to give him up. Not a tiger mom, like
Like
the human mom.
Wow.
And then
Hey.
also, go ahead.
I was just going to say real quick, the Elite 11 camp in Nashville, the rich get richer. Ty Simpson, the quarterback from Martin, Tennessee, that is now headed to Alabama, was the top tester in the camp, and it wasn't even close. A final score of 99.39, which is just ridiculous. Won the accuracy test, won the camp, all of the above. Roll Tide, the rich get richer.
Well, twist the knife, why don't you, Babs?
Back at it tomorrow. The recorded edition of 3HL is next. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Your Nashville Predators are in the Stanley Cup playoffs in a best-of-7 series against the Carolina Hurricanes. This is your home for the best Predators playoff coverage. 104.5 The Zone.